Merry Christmas to all our Christian brothers and sisters, and thank you so much for our support all this while for inside this platform. I mean, since March, when we start daily broadcast or daily live streaming, you guys have been so amazing, and I don't stand by us. And this is wishing you all a Merry Christmas and the best of the season, and on our support for us and the way we be so carry Nigeria matter for head like gala. Well, all of us are good day alive with me. We would dare like to see a better Nigeria because I'm waiting with you wish me that and it will happen. Welcome to the show. I tell on I say, no matter the Christmas celebration and New Year celebration, we must sit down here to discuss matter we get to do in Nigeria because today conversation go hot. Where now make a begin give on the gist. Oh God, the Prime Minister of Israel, oh God, Benjamin Netanyahu, he don't vex. He say he won't make the killing of Christians from inside Nigeria stop now. People don't they say, hey, waiting happen. By the way, that statement we make don't create a lot of reactions because people don't they talk say Netanyahu, Jews we not like Christians too. Now you now won't begin support Christians. Waiting happen. Others don't they talk say this Netanyahu will get coconut head. It be like saying coconut head past Trump own. Now you won't come begin talk this one now. People don't they fear agitation, don't they fears, don't they? But beyond that, what will be the political implications? Say, Israel will get good relationship with the United States. They bring this kind of warning to Nigerians. This is not something we're supposed to worry about. But key things where we say talk about for inside that conversation is say Turkey and Lebanon being gets predominantly Christian people. Then we get more of Christians than Muslims. Say now this kind of kata will happen for Nigeria. 9 turn Turkey to Muslim country. 9 don't make Lebanon get more of Muslims too. So say now what they won't do for Nigeria. That's like what he said. And this is very worrisome if most of these things are not true. And now what we're going to talk about today. But I begin giving out the headlines of all this matter and more before we bring Dr. Katch, our Ogbonge guest, enter inside the studio. Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu condemns attacks on Christians in Nigeria, says violence must end now. That's what you use and say violence must end now. Oh God, wait till you face your Gaza matter now. Leave Nigeria. Now wait till people they tell them. Tinubu tags Trump in Christmas message amid US pressure over alleged Christian genocide. That is a tag Donald Trump. Can you see? We're doing the right thing. Yeah? Okay, are they come? All right then. And then Congressman Riley Moore don't respond to the release of Sunday Jackson. He said, well, it be like say, Nigeria government don't they want to do the right thing now. Say they release Sunday Jackson. Matter plenty we'll go talk about today. And then Borno mosque bombing. Tinubu orders increased security. Shetima vows attacks won't break Nigeria's resolve. And then police to screen church mosque goers in Borno after Maiduguri suicide bombing kills 5. And then we'll go on to other issues as it gets to do with insecurity. Nicki Minaj loses followers, faces backlash after speaking at Turning Point US event on Christian persecution in Nigeria. Wow, really? Catholic Diocese confirms release of all abducted St. Mary's School pupils in Niger State. And then 4 slain Islamic movement members buried in Zaria as FCT court orders release of bodies. Moving on, Northern Governors Forum condemns Maiduguri mosque suicide bombing, mourns Kano lawmakers' deaths. Northern Governors Forum don't condemn the Maiduguri mosque bombing. Say, this kind of no good. They come mourn the lawmakers will die for inside Kano State. 5 killed, 35 injured in suicide bombing at Maiduguri mosque. In case you don't understand that now what happened yesterday evening. Bandits impose 8 million naira levy on Zamfara community over killing of commander. How dare Army kill our commander? Because of that, all the people away from this community now go pay us 8 million. Are you serious? Tinubu government's now taking Trump seriously with Sunday Jackson's release. Riley Moore. Now he talk this one. Muslims attend Kaduna Church Christmas service to deepen interfaith unity. To show, say, look, all of us they live together for Kaduna State. Armed bandits attack Katsina town, injure residents after peace parley. And then army confirms Boko Haram suicide bomber behind Borno mosque explosion. Borno attack, Tinubu orders security agencies to intensify surveillance. Christmas attack, Christmas, Atiku, Erufai urge Nigerians to embrace unity. And barbaric Speaker Abbas on Borno mosque attacks. This kind of thing a very barbaric act. In fact, terror attacks on worshippers, foreign involvement can be ruled out. She Gumi said, don't talk inside the matter. But Jabia Amila not sacked as Tinubu's chief of staff. Presidency debunks reports. But what's in they go on? PDP is gone, can't be fixed. Hakim Baba Ahmed, now they talk this one as so enter inside politics matter gone now. Police arrest drug suspects, seize over 4,600 illicit drugs in Jigawa State. ADC acknowledge hardship, calls for resilience in Christmas message. APC chieftain urges PDP to resolve crisis, merge with ADC if they won't move forward. Now APC go advise PDP I didn't go use handle Matabi. Christmas Day tragedy, tanker explosion claims 2 lives in Lagos State. Very sad. Black Christmas for a lot of people or some families right now. EFCC denies illegally detaining ex-AGF Malami, says no bail order served. Meanwhile, Malami insists say that we serve on the run around and no agree collect the serve who will be serving. Kaduna trader arrested over Facebook post criticizing Governor Sani's flouting of Tinubu's VIP security order. Released. All right, this and other more matter na IBC we'll go talk about today. It's always a pleasure to join you guys and bring on a matter with the share for Inside Nigeria. Joining us for Inside the studio now, Oga Katch on Oga Katch on now person will be say the put my for waiting concern politics and in the man Sabi. Good evening, sir. Merry Christmas to you. Thank you so much for joining us.
Merry Christmas to you. Yeah, have you noticed that we're wearing the same color? We
have
the same
green, yellow. Yellow. That makes up for gold. Welcome,
well,
sir.
Merry Christmas. That's probably. Thank you very much.
I hope
Merry
you're having a
Christmas
fun Christmas celebration, sir.
It's a good one. It's a good one. I'm enjoying myself. And for me, we're simply having the reactions to Trump's intervention in Nigerian affairs. You've seen locally, we're celebrating this Christmas. The gentleman who was defending himself in Adamawa and then was sentenced to death has been released in Adamawa. So we're happy. It's a great Christmas. You know, that simply tells you that the sponsors of terrorism are beginning to lose their grip on Nigeria. That's what it is.
But a lot of people go on wonder whether this is sustainable. But another fear now, this new threats by Israel, you know, people don't they talk, say what is going on. So we woke up to the news this morning. I mean, Christmas message this morning, but from Benjamin Netanyahu, Israel's Prime Minister, as he condemned the persecution of Christians and adherents of other religions across parts of the world, specifically calling out militant attacks against Nigerians, Christians in Nigeria precisely, saying such violence must end, and it must end now. The way you talk up. Not be your country now, not Nigeria now. We're a sovereign state. Now, Netanyahu made the remarks in his Christmas message delivered from Jerusalem, where he extended greetings to Christians globally and used the occasion to contrast what he described as religious freedom in Israel with persecution in other parts of the Middle East and beyond. In fact, he mentions Israel are the only Middle East country where basic Christians can practice their faith without fear. Because every other state, every other country for the Middle East, Christians don't fit practice their faith freely. He said, "From Jerusalem, I send you my one greeting." I'm going to play out what he said. But this thing when you talk now, don't cause a lot of worry because what's in talk don't cause a lot of reaction. When BC people don't they talk, say, is this some kind of ally with Trump? What is going on? Just one would think, say Trump, the government don't they please Trump. Next thing now, Netanyahu don't come. Just so we know that this is from Netanyahu. This is from his official Twitter page. Let me play that. Take a listen.
From Jerusalem, I send warm greetings to our Christian friends around the world. I wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. From here, the Holy Land, Israel, the only country in the Middle East where the Christian community. From Jerusalem, I send warm greetings to our Christian friends around the world. I wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. From here, the Holy Land, Israel, the only country in the Middle East where the Christian community is thriving. Israel is the only country in the Middle East where Christians can practice their faith with full rights and in total freedom, where Christian pilgrims are embraced with open arms and are so deeply appreciated, where Christians can celebrate proudly their traditions and openly do so without any fear. In Jerusalem, the city municipality every year officially distributes Christmas trees. It's been doing so for 2 decades. By contrast, a few days ago, in the Palestinian town of Jenin, Palestinians burnt a Christmas tree in the Holy Redeemer Church. That's the difference. Israel stands up for Christians across the region, wherever they face widespread intimidation and persecution. While Israel's Christian population is growing, the Christian population in countless areas across the region has been dwindling due to systematic discrimination and oppression. This has happened in Iraq, it's happened in Syria, it's happened in Lebanon, it's happened in Turkey, and it's happening in the Palestinian Authority. The birthplace of Jesus, Bethlehem, used to have 80% Christian population. That's when we were there. When we left and gave it to the Palestinian Authority, it has since dwindled from 80% to 20%. The persecution of Christians or members of any religion cannot and must not be tolerated. And Muslim militant displacement and attacks against Christians in Nigeria, that too must end, and it must end now. I'm sending Israel's Christmas blessings to our Christian friends around the world, and I ask you, know that Israel will always stand with you.
All right, sir. So you hear what he's talking. He said Muslim militant attacks for Nigeria must stop, and it must end now. Muslim militant, he not talk say all Muslims attack. He said Muslim militant attacks in Nigeria must end, and it must end now. Now that example when give about the state of Palestine, especially Bethlehem, the birthplace of Jesus Christ, where he talks say when then Israel been in charge of Bethlehem, that Bethlehem had 80% Christian population. But as they don't live now, that don't change. It don't reduce to 20% with Islamic population overtaking. So now what's happened to the Christian population there? Now die then die. Who killed them? What's happened to them? Now make I begin take your thought and reaction over some of the key points of things we talk here. And I mean with facts from history, sir.
Well, historically, what you're seeing now, it's a good escalation for Nigerian Christians, but this is actually the foundational reason for the turning of the heat on Nigeria. Nigerian politicians, especially the Muslim leaders, were busy making noise all over Washington about Palestine and Israel and Israel's actions. They were doing something worse in Nigeria. So that's why members of the Israeli lobby decided to also put on the heat here. You know, they said that proverb, they say, don't let the searchlight be on your eyes, because no matter the eyes you put your eyes on, you will see shit in it. And so the fact that here in Nigeria, the Muslims have been on a jihad, and you could see what happened. Just there was a strategy to come visit 3 states, Plateau, Benue, and Southern Kaduna. But just coming to Benue alone and seeing a concentration camp with over 600,000 internally displaced Nigerians whose people were killed, and some of them who are alive now were there, and then their land taken over. And I'll tell you this, that's nothing that's worse than what's going on in Nigeria. Since that happened, and the Nigerian government saw that the Americans got into Benue State and saw that, the Nigerian government have stopped all attempts at denials because they have now been found out. Now, if Israel is going to add to it, of course, what it is you Muslims, you're coming to Washington to talk about what Israel is doing in Gaza, but look at what you're doing. And then he now goes on to remind you that what they're doing in Nigeria is exactly what happened to the church in Turkey. And suddenly Turkey now became a Muslim majority country. Yes, of course, it is true. When Lebanon, remember Lebanon, when it was Maronite Christian dominated, then you had the occupation who were coming all over. When you have Hezbollah, you have all the Palestinian groups massing, and before you know it, Lebanon now has changed into a Muslim majority place. But that's different, because the Lebanese issue was a consequence of the actions in Israel, and the Palestinians had to move somewhere, and that's how into Lebanon, and then you now saw what it is. They also came to Nigeria, and that the people who came to Nigeria were the Maronite Christians. When they came, when Israel actually occupied East Lebanon, they came to stay in Nigeria, and some of them were in Apapa, in Kanu. And that's how you saw Mr. Shaguli. Today he's big Nigerian, but that's how Shaguli and the others came to Nigeria. So today, what's going on in Nigeria is terrible. It's horrendous. And the Muslims were going to deny it because they already got the government complicitly involved with them, and the government was just keeping quiet because what's going on across northern Nigeria in the Middle Belt, because the Middle Belt is predominantly a Christian majority. The north that borders places like Chad, that's it. But when you now start coming into the Middle Belt is the predominant Christian areas where the SIM came to do work. It was called the SIM. Then, before Nigeria was created, SIM means the Sudanese Interior Mission. That's what gave birth to Equa Church. Then from Equa Church, you now have the breakaway. You have cocaine in Plateau State called the Church of Christ in Nigeria. So that's how it is. But before the name Nigeria was coined, a lot of that upper part of Nigeria was regarded as.
Oh dear, our network allow us make we hear this touch of history. I beg you, they're very important. Make we learn from them. Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. Network don't put Oga Katch out. I do hope that he can rejoin us very quickly so that we can continue this conversation, because it's very important that we pay attention to this conversation. Not just before he joins us back. Make I quickly let you know. Say a lot of Nigerians, they're under these tweets and under this message by Benjamin Netanyahu. When they react, they talk saying, even Jews not like Christians. So why are you sounding like why that he make them, they're making it look like he's trying to deceive Nigerian Christians. Oh, Nigerians don't flood on top of his page right now. The comments. You could just see like it's two factions of Nigerians they complain. You could notice the people with their name from northern Nigeria, north and southwest Nigeria against him. And then people will be say from other parts of Nigeria, and some people from southwest Nigeria supporting what he's trying to do in Nigeria. Dr. Katch, sorry, we lost you while you were trying to give us that very important message about the history of how this movement began to cover some part of the north central.
Loads of history, and Nigeria today is changing, and the Fulani now want to dominate. And we're grateful to the Americans that they are in to stop the ethnic cleansings that the Fulanis are performing all across the country.
Oh dear. No, not this network. I can't have this happen. Dr. Katch, can you hear me? If you can hear me, please, perhaps I just call you on phone call so that we must enjoy this conversation fully. I beg. It's important to make you understand this conversation very fully, because we see the talk, they're very, very important to us. I'm even trying to reach him, but I can't get across to him. I'll try to see if I can. Oh my goodness, this isn't good at all. But then,
concern, it is unsustainable.
Can you hear me, sir? Can you hear me, sir? Hello, sir. Okay, let's see. Dr. Katch, sir, can you hear us? Can you hear me?
Oh.
Can you hear me, sir? Can you hear me, sir? Dr. Katch, can you hear me?
Are you there?
I'm here. We lost you. We didn't hear most of the things you said. Can you hear me?
Okay. Sure,
can you hear me, sir?
Yes.
Oh dear. Okay, so we lost him again. Let's see if I can try to contact him on direct phone call so that we can exhaust this conversation, because it's very important that we have this conversation. Hello, sir. Do I rather call you over here? Yes, we lost most of the things you were trying to say.
I am trying to reconnect back.
The network did bad.
I will check it again. So let me now tune back to you. That's all right.
All right then. Okay, no problem. Let's have you join back. Yes, sir. It's okay, sir. Thank you. All right, sir. Okay, sir. All right. So let's take let's wait for him to come. So as I was saying, there were lots of reactions to what to that post by the Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. A lot of Nigerians were under his comment section. I wish I was able to screen record or screen most of those conversations around, in fact, the response that maybe Nigerians and give inside in post. I really wish that I did, but there were lots of reactions and responses, and people don't they talk say, wait, why are people panicking? Why are people panicking? And the most important thing now, at a time when it said the US itself, they on Nigeria to do some things, and Nigeria don't already react to the things that what they're supposed to do. Why if we say Netanyahu will come won't begin talk now about Christians, waiting consign them, and then a lot of people are saying that even the Jews are not living peacefully with Christians. Some of them they spit on them, they treat them badly. So it's nothing. It's not like he's saying this out of love for Christians. That perhaps is because there's an agenda that must attend. Dr. Katch, welcome back. So sorry, please. We lost.
Thank you very much.
What you said. Thank you. We didn't. Yes, sir.
I will take it again for you. That's not an issue.
Thank you, sir. So you were describing how Syria, Lebanon, Turkey were predominantly a Christian community, and including some part of Palestine, and how they are now Muslim dominated. And you were also describing the scenario in north central Nigeria before we lost you.
Yes. So as I was saying, it was some. When in 1974, Israel invaded East Lebanon, the Lebanese who were Maronite Christians, and the majority of some came to Nigeria, and that's where people that we quartered in Kanu, in Lagos, in Apapa, some of them in Benin and other places. And then you also saw when the crisis occurred in the Palestine, they moved in to Lebanon, and from having the Hezbollah camps and all those people who went to both Jordan and Lebanon, before you knew it, the Palestinians took over the areas, and today Lebanon is a Muslim majority country. But that's because of influxes. Okay, it's different from what's going on in Nigeria. In Nigeria, there is a plot by the Fulani leadership. When Buhari was president, there was a crisis between the Fulanis in Central African Republic and indigenous people. But then they were driven away from Central African Republic. They came upstairs to Benue State. They were seeking for land. Governor Gabriel Suswan of Benue refused to give them land. And they tried to kill him, and it was well publicized all over the papers. Then later on, when Buhari got sworn in, there was also a crisis in central Mali between the Fulani and the Dogons. And later on, when the army came in, the Dogons won the war, and the Fulani started leaving and started coming to Nigeria. You see, because President Buhari, instead of joining with other leaders to actually solve the problem in that West African region, he did not. He said the Fulani should all come into Nigeria. Now, the problem with that policy is you come into Nigeria, where are you going to stay? Buhari started looking for land. We didn't give him land. And that's why you saw, after several fraudulent policies by President Buhari, and he couldn't get land, the Fulani leaders decided that they have to now take land by force. And that's why you saw they went on this drive of ethnic cleansings. Cleansings in Kaduna, cleansings in Benue, cleansings in Plateau, cleansings in Gembu, in Taraba, and other areas. Cleansing houses from places like Katsina, Zamfara, Sokoto, killing them in the process. Those are the people that they say they are Muslims. Yes, the Fulani's ethnic cleansing action, which was genocidal, did not pity anybody, and that's where we said this is wrong.
But do you think, just like Netanyahu was trying to make comparison between Syria, Turkey, Lebanon, Palestine, do you think that this crisis affected the population, the Christian population in the Middle East, or in Nigeria at all?
Yes, in Nigeria, the Middle Belt, the Christian, as I'm talking to you right now, a lot of people from the Middle Belt have rushed down to southern Nigeria, because some of them were afraid if they stay still in the north, they will be killed. But those who didn't know where to go to are the ones you see staying in concentration camps. That's why the congregation that were in Nigeria 2 weeks ago for fact finding, when they scheduled to go to Benue, Plateau, and Kaduna states to see things for themselves, they only went to Benue. And when they got to Benue, they saw more than 600,000 internally displaced persons whose relations were killed in the genocidal ethnic cleansing program that the Fulanis were using to cleanse off indigenous Nigerians off their ancestral lands as a strategy to take that land and now resettle those Fulanis that have come from all over Africa, all over the world. They were coming in from Syria, they were coming in from Yemen due to the war between the Houthis and the other people. And they were all coming to Nigeria, and we met them all. But I kept telling people on television that the Fulani will not succeed. One, they don't have numbers. Nigerians are so much tied to land. There's no way the Fulanis could displace
But sir, the
us.
Fulanis are not the only Muslims we have in Nigeria. We have houses, we have people from the Middle Belt, from Kogi and other Kwara State and all that. There are also Muslims. I mean, a lot of Muslims in the Yoruba community. So if they relate them to what Netanyahu talk, not be only the Fulanis, not be Muslim for Nigeria.
No, you are talking about indigenous. You are talking about indigenous Muslims. The Fulanis are not Muslims. You're talking about indigenous Muslims. These people don't kill any Christian. Indigenous Nigerian Muslim. Don't forget, Islam was in Nigeria for up to 700 years before the Fulanis came to Nigeria.
Oh, so now after Islam came to Nigeria, then begin starts. Now after the Fulani Muslims are coming, now we begin get these killings.
After the Fulanis came, and the Fulanis were not the first to come. The British came before them. The Portuguese came before the British. But at the Berlin conference, it was decided that Nigeria and the areas around be ceded to Britain. And that was how the Portuguese, who were trading earlier with our forefathers, gave way and the British came.
So are you saying that there was already Islam in Nigeria before the coming of the Fulanis?
Of course, yes.
Who brought Islam to Nigeria?
Islam came to Nigeria from Mali. You know, the Mandikas brought Islam to Nigeria. Islam came through Mali because, you see, Mansa Musa's route to Mecca took the Kanu trade route. So through that, they went through.
So
they came through Yoruba land.
Usman Danfodio and the rest of all this conversation.
No. Danfodio here only in 1804. Danfodio came in Danfodio came recently. So when Danfodio came recently and the British came in to do their thing, because they actually came as slave catchers just at the tail end of the Ottoman period, the British now employed the Fulani, being foreigners, to help them to look after the Hausa Bokwe area. And that was how we had what you call the indirect rule. So the Fulani were now helping the British as foreigners to administer over the Hausas. That's why you saw, even when the British left at independence, Fulani stayed back and stayed on top of the Hausas, and that's why you saw they continue to colonize the Hausas till this day.
So are you saying that it's more likely like what happened for inside old Oyo Empire between Oba Alore, Oba Alora, I've forgotten the name, and the Afonja, when Ibisi Afonja called a Fulani man to help him fight the Oba, Arole, to help him fight the Oba. Then when he helped him fight the Oba finish, he can't kill the Afonja himself and occupy the land of Kwara State. Where make them
that was different.
Something similar that happened when
No. That was different. Okay. And where that was different was actually Ilorin was an outpost of the Oyo Empire.
Yeah, like the military outpost of the Oyo Empire.
Exactly. Ilorin was an outpost garrison of the Oyo Empire.
Yes.
And the Afonja himself was also a military leader under the Oyo Empire. So he started having ideas. When he started having ideas, thinking he can keep Oyo, keep Ilorin and its surrounding. Because don't forget, when the Fulani, the man you're talking of, Alimi, when Alimi came and then deceived him and took over Ilorin, he didn't take over Ofa. He didn't take over Ogbomosho. So both Ofa and Ogbomosho stayed still in Yoruba hand, including Shari. So this is it. If you go to Ilorin, Ilorin is still basically a Yoruba town. But you see, because of the British and the military, the Fulani maintained their colonial, quasi-colonial stay. And that's why I tell you that the caliphate itself is like a terrorist organization. Because whereas the British left, and then democratic rule in Nigeria and independence governance brought about freedoms, the areas where the Fulanis were, they didn't allow freedoms for the people. That's why till today, no Hausa man is emir anywhere in Hausa land. Hausa land, by the way, stretches from Huntua through Gusau, through Kankara, Kwatarakwashi, going through Sakoto, crossing Tahua, Maradi, to as far as Agade. The Hausa kingdom of Daura stretches from Daura in Nigeria to Agades, which is on the Libyan border. You see? But the Hausas don't have control. So after the British left, the Fulani stayed behind. Fulani going, they should have left when the British left, so that indigenous people can rule themselves. No. But they use cascade of military rule to now put themselves there. And that's the problem we've had. They even wrote decrees using the military in dictatorship to write our manuals, which we are using today as decree, to give Muslims so much advantage. When we remind them Nigeria is a secular, they say no, it's not a secular country, it's multi-religious country, whatever they mean by that. They're not comfortable with that. They now start a jihad in which they want to wipe away the Christians. If you notice, when they talk about the North, they give you the impression that there are no Christians up north. It's not true. The majority of Northerners are actually Christians. All the Fulanis have been doing are lies. The majority, yes, the majority population of Northern Nigeria are Christians. Take that from me. The majority population of Northern, it is true.
Well, that's not the statistics. So they hear the statistics.
Oh, well, that is because you have never ever had proper census. You have never had proper census. The majority of Northern Nigeria are actually Christians. That is the truth. Nigeria till tomorrow morning remains a Christian majority country. So the Fulani have now used their hold on the military to now write all sorts of papers telling you that the Muslims are everywhere. That's why you saw they don't allow for free and fair elections. They don't allow for free and fair census. So what do you really expect? That's why I tell you, in principle, Nigeria remains a state-captured entity by a Sunni minority. It is now with the American intervention that you might see us start to speak freely and start to become a nation. Don't forget, Nigeria is just a country. The Fulani have never allowed it to become a nation. So the world will now understand how this country has been stunted. It has not grown. Look at all the wealth we have, and we don't have nothing to show. How can we be such a rich African country and the people are so pauperized? It is the Fulani. They don't go. So don't let anybody deceive.
So with this threat of Benjamin, so with this threat of Oga Benjamin Netanyahu, now what did it say it mean to Nigeria, and what did it mean with their relationship with US, especially at a time like this when the US is very interested for what's in the happen for Nigeria?
Well, I must tell you, Mr. Netanyahu's threat is also targeted at trying to embarrass Muslims who are complaining about Israel's maneuvers in Gaza and in Palestine. So he wants to embarrass the Muslims around the world that look at what Muslims are doing in Nigeria. So you cannot be killing infants and then you are now admonishing a father who's disciplining his own children, whereas you are doing worse. You are committing fanticide. That is totally not
So what's one of the reasons that make me
acceptable.
ask you this question? Now, because of the military armory of Israel, especially with their intelligence unit, Mossad, they can't. What did you say? Israel Netanyahu go don't know about what they happen for Nigeria. We go make that kind of threat. And part of what make me they ask, because say the Israeli military intelligence they very very strong and powerful. So what it is say they go don't know we make that threat, say it must stop and it must end now. The way you talk, it must end. I know say Netanyahu is a very stubborn man. They don't talk tire saying don't do genocide against people for Gaza. You need a year word. You see they do your own. I will not need that kind of stubbornness for Nigeria.
Well,
states.
what Netanyahu is doing is very simple. The world, especially the Muslims, are accusing it of committing genocide in Palestine,
Yes.
whereas the Muslims are committing genocide in Nigeria. So what he's not saying is, let us subject the Muslim actions in Nigeria to open scrutiny the same way you have subjected our actions in Palestine to what the world spectacle has now come to call Israelis' misbehavior in Palestine. So if you say Israel is misbehaving in Palestine, Netanyahu is telling you that it will also be good for us to flash some light on Nigeria. And for me, that's a very good thing for Nigeria itself, because this can only get better. The more focus is put upon Nigeria, the better that they will start to do things well. Look at the Nigerian Christian gentle farmer who tried to defend his farm, defend himself. What did happen? The system that is dominated by the Muslims who were committing this genocide are the ones that now sent him to die, for defending himself. And because of the American instruction that he be released, he was released 2 days ago. And we're very happy about that. That man, it's a small metaphor for what Christians suffer in northern Nigeria. Christians are dehumanized. A lot of people today, as I'm talking to you, inside the Nigerian Senate, won their elections to the Senate as Christians. They were not impressed upon to change their faith to become Muslims if they are to be allowed to continue being politicians. I know that. A prominent senator from Borno State is like that. A lot of them are like that. You can see, of course, even how the country is. How they don't want to do proper elections. They are now bending people's hands to try to cross over and turn the country into one-party state. If that can happen, it can happen. What Christians have faced in northern Nigeria is frightening. There in Bauchi, where you have a state capital, where the Muslims refuse to recognize as local government capital and then transferred it to where they think should be. Yet, that is not allowed under law. Christians suffer a lot. Christians suffer, just like in Plateau. When I was a child, I schooled in Plateau. There were no Fulanis in Plateau. It was the British that were in Plateau when I was in school. They lived all over Jubilee. Then the indigenous people were taken to Zawan. And you had the Igbos there in Ojuku Jenta. Suddenly today, Fulanis are fighting to take over Jos. They are fighting to take over Kaduna. Kaduna actually historically belonged to the Gbagi. The Gbagi own Kaduna, the Gbagi own Zaria, the Gbagi own Biriningwari, the Gbagi own Pandogari, the Gbagi own Alawa. But the Fulani want to seize all this. Even Abuja, they want to seize from us indigenous people. The Fulani are not indigenous to Nigeria. They came after the British came. But after the British left, they stayed. And what do they want to do? Take over our country, take over our land. And when they cannot do that, they now started this business of ethnic cleansings to remove us from the land. Like Netanyahu said, it's always the Muslims that do the ethnic cleansings. But you can see, we have Yoruba Muslims, they live peacefully with Christians. Hausa Muslims, they live peacefully with Christians. Where Muslims in other places, they live peacefully. Because these people they've had Islam for over 700 years before the Fulanis came to Nigeria. But since the Fulanis came, they want to appropriate the country. And when we refuse, you can see what's going on. Only one single visit by the Americans to Benue State, they saw Nigerians, indigenous Nigerians, living in concentration camps. Whereas Fulanis from outside the country who are not Nigerians are now the people taking over and settling on their indigenous lands and homes and villages. And the government seems not to care about it. That's why the Americans said there is no more anything to discover, since we have now seen that these people, the government is comfortable with indigenous people staying in concentration camps, whereas foreigners who now remove them from their homes, their lands, and their farms are allowed to settle and stay on those homes. And this is the problem that we have.
All right, sir.
You see?
So you've been the chronicle the how Islam
Hey,
is for Nigeria.
get out of here! Your noise. Get out of here.
I can see the children. They came to disturb you for Christmas. So
of course they see me talking. They too want to jump into TV. What kind of children be this?
Sorry, no vex. So you've been a chronicle the history of the migration of the Portuguese, the British, and how Danfodio used enter Nigeria, and especially the history of Islam for Nigeria, how it takes spread and how it become violent. And I'm not sure say quite land that thought. So you said that the British first coming, then the Portuguese, and
no, the Portuguese
first coming
first.
Yes, then the British.
Then followed by the British.
So who will be the person? At what point did at what point did Islam come into Nigeria? And then who bring Islam first? And Islam are the first religion we come into Nigeria, or Christianity before Islam?
Well, Christianity was in Africa for hundreds of years before the council at Nicaea actually mandated the conversion to Christianity as a strategy for the Roman Empire to stabilize itself and also unite the empire. Christianity has been here, as you have seen. The Ethiopian Bible is much older. It has its text written in Gaze. Those are indigenous to Africa. Our African spirituality gave birth and the foundations of both Christianity and also Islam. These things, what you call Africa today, don't forget, it was when the British came that they now started calling Middle East. From where I'm sitting down today to as far as Israel, it's all Africa. What you call Israel today is actually North East Africa. Okay? Egypt is Africa. But if you leave the British and those who want to divide Africa, they will call Egypt the Middle East. What does that mean? Algeria is Africa. Morocco is Africa. And black people lived on it before the Ottoman conquest, before white people lived there. So for us, we recognize all this is Africa. Up to the 14th dynastic period, Egyptians were all black people. Everybody you see in the Bible were all black people. All but Jesus himself was black. We are aware that all the prophets were black. So live out and don't forget.
Jesus was a black man.
Yeah, of course, Jesus was black man. And we also understand that monotheism is an African concept. That's why me and you know about Chi Uku, Chi Neke. So you see, the belief in one God, being monotheism, has been historically African as a part of African spirituality well before the coming of the white man. Even as the white man came, he took the books that we have had in Africa and then brought the books from the Ethiopian books that are up to 81 books of the Bible, and then wrote for themselves 66 books. Even King Henry himself had interpreters to interpret the ones that he had, remember? So for me, all those acrobatics by Europeans does not change anything. We understand our history. We know Africa is a birthplace of both Christianity and Judaism. We know very well everything was taken from here. We understand
Okay, so I'm following waiting Netanyahu talk. Can you hear me, sir? I don't know if the network has frozen here again. Can you hear me, sir?
It's an Egyptian book, it's an African book.
Okay,
so
sir.
Let's nobody deceive anybody.
All right, following some of the things when Netanyahu talk, it also the birthplace of Jesus, birthplace, where's baby Bethlehem of Jesus Christ right now. So when them leave the place, that place being get 80% population of Christians. Right now, it don't get less than about 20% of Christians. What do you think leads to this depletion of Christianity for that place? And why you think say it happen like that across the Middle Belt and you feel say they encroach Nigeria? Why? Because people will like understand. Can you hear me, sir? Okay, so the network has also ceased again. I don't like that this is happening when we're having such a great conversation. Dr. Katch, can you hear us? Okay, I think the network has kicked him out. I do hope that he makes our time to rejoin us. Okay, so while we are waiting for him to rejoin us, let me quickly take President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's message to Nigerians and what everybody don't talk about. And exactly, and especially because of how he used tag the United States president for inside that message. People are like, excuse me, sir, you're a sovereign country. Why are you not tagging United States inside your Christmas message? That's not waiting people need to talk for inside the conversation. I mean, you're sending a Christmas message and, of course, dishing out very strong warnings to people who they cause katakata for inside your country and then promising to, of course, make sure say you uphold religious tolerance for inside your country. Then why you be say it can't begin tag other countries? So President Tinubu's for inside in Christmas message, you say, on this holy day, I wish all Christians in Nigeria and around the world a Merry Christmas. I thank God for the opportunity to serve as a leader of our great country, and I pray for peace in our land, especially between individuals of different religious beliefs. And then he said, I stand committed to doing everything within my power to enshrine religious freedom in Nigeria and to protect Christians, Muslims, and Nigerians from violence. Bola Ahmed Tinubu. But then he tagged a couple of people. He tagged Nigerian government, Nigerian president. He tagged Can Nigeria, Can Media, Nigeria. You know, he tagged quite a lot. And then he tagged the US president. And people were like, okay. Waiting they go on here. Waiting they happen. Let me see if I can reach Dr. Katch again very quickly so that we can conclude on this conversation and then we'll jump in on other issues we're busy with they talk about. So people they talk say, could it be? I mean, if you look at yesterday, I was talking about it. If you look at the conditions where we say, was it yesterday on Friday? The other day I was talking about it. And sorry, sir. Can we? Is the network so bad? Can we continue the conversation here instead?
Okay, no problem. If that's all right with you, I'm good. This is very nice.
Okay, all right, sir. So let me let you wrap up on that history lane where we take us inside. Then before we enter the political side. So President Bola Ahmed Tinubu released Christmas message. For inside that Christmas message where he released, he mentioned say after he talk say he go like say he go make sure say enshrine religious freedom for Nigeria, especially between Christians and Muslims. Then he now tagged the United States president. People are saying that are we no longer a sovereign state? What was the need for the president to tag Donald Trump, the US president, for inside his statement? What do you think is going on, sir?
Well, he wants to be as friendly as possible to Trump. And then told Trump that from now, whatever Trump wants, he will do as a strategy for seeking peace with Trump. If you ask me, I would say we will now have somebody who could do what we want. You see, I don't ask questions of who you were before. What I care is what do you want to do now? So yes, Buhari and his Fulani cabal started the jihad. Tinubu was caught red-handed, being, like a discal and not doing anything to help. Now that he has jumped up, he's beginning to trouble. What he's trying to tell is Trump say, I will do whatever you want. Because don't also forget, it is also very possible that Tinubu loves to do what Trump wants. Because he doesn't want American trouble. Yes. The Yorubas historically wouldn't want to do what the Fulanis want. But because of Tinubu is afraid and totally incompetent in managing the Fulani issue. That's why he now thinks with the American muscle, he cannot face down the Fulani. And that, I tell you, would be far more acceptable to the majority of the Yorubas and also the majority of the Igbos. So that already tells you, once then you have the TV on board, the Birom on board, the Angas on board, the Zo on board, the Urubu on board, the Ibibio on board. The Ibibio, by the way, are the closest cousins of the Igbos through Nigerian history. You know? So for me, I think those are very, very good things. If Tinubu will tag along and then do exactly what Trump wants, and that means what the indigenous people want, what they couldn't do for themselves, the intervention of the city helping them to find the capacity to do it for themselves.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay, sir. Oh, okay, sir. So now another point will happen now, the Borono attack. And this Borono attack the attack will happen for mosque yesterday. We leave about 5 people dead and about 30-something people injured. And this is a very sad incident. The Nigerian army don't talk, say, actually a Boko Haram suicide bomber caused that attack. We kill a lot of people. And this is a very sad incident. Apart from the president asking for more surveillance, for inside the matter, he don't also talk, say, go feel they tolerate this kind of thing where people know they tolerant of other people, religion and worship places. He don't talk a lot of other things, including the Vice President Kashim Shettima. I don't talk, say, this one no go stop, go stop our resolve for stopping the problem. Now, what do you think say be the reason for this renewed attack? I mean, this happened just after the St. Mary's Catholic School children don't regain their freedom.
Well, historically, the attack had been focused and targeted towards Christians.
Yes, but this time
I can tell you that there are arguments and disagreements within the Muslim Ummah. Some of them now feel that some of the Muslims are joining the Christians' position, following Tinubu to undertake the American instructions. So I believe that is good. And you, of course, should understand that at the beginning, the Kanuris who started the Boko Haram before the Ibira can join with the ISWAP, and then, of course, the Fulani brought in their own flavor, which is the jihad, to attack everybody. This is it. This is it. So don't forget, when Ejirika smashed ferociously the Boko Haram, that caused Buhari to get so angry that he started his revenge mission in eastern Nigeria, which is the covert operation, also known as unknown gunmen. It was the ferociousness of General Ejirika against the Boko Haram that made Buhari, because at that time, most Muslim leaders said they would go report General Ejirika International Criminal Court.
Yes.
That he was too harsh and killing their that he was so harsh that he was killing their boys. So that's when they were giving the hint that the people we see as Boko Haram terrorists were actually their fighters. So it is good that now they are no more denying anything. They are very open, both the Fulani militias who are doing the kidnappings, who are doing the killings. Of course, the kidnappings are a strategy for them to have money. You pay money for kidnapping and they use the money that they get to continue to fund their operations. Jihad is a very, very expensive slow motion war as it is in Nigeria to fund. So that's why you see someone like Gumi telling them that it is better that they allow the kidnapping of children so that they can get money to run their jihad than when they kill soldiers, because sometimes when soldiers are killed, Muslims are also killed. So you've now seen Muslims killed in the Maiduguri mosque. Now you can see more noise from Muslim leaders because their own faithfuls have also been killed. But if it were before, they would have been comfortable because the aim of the jihad is to punish the number of Christians.
I was just going to even mention that.
Of Christians.
Yes, sir. I was going to mention that because the Northern Governors Council, the governors for inside northern states, don't condemn badly that attack. So they no go fit take that nonsense, make it not happen again. So people they talk say it is good that they're condemning this, but when it be say na Christians, then with Northern Governors Forum, right? So if it be say na Christians, so it be say they attack like this, how quick the Northern Governors Forum did they to, after all, the Middle Belt, so it be say they attack Christians, that's still part of Northern Governors Forum. How quick then they to respond to issues like this if it happen to Christian community? That now within some people they talk. So.
Well, you should understand that the primary target for the attacks are Christians. The game is attack the Christians, take their land. And when you not do something that is not in the format, which is attacking Muslims, of course, you're surely going to have this kind of reactions from Muslim leaders. So, but if Christians are the ones being killed, being kidnapped, being attacked, they wouldn't make noise. So that's why I tell you that this attack on Muslims shows you that there is an internal disagreement among Muslims. If some Muslims are supporting the American action, then there's nothing wrong with the boys who are carrying out the jihad to also go to a mosque and attack Muslims. So that Muslims backing President Tinubu, why are Muslims still okay with Tinubu when Tinubu is doing what the Americans say? That's just what it tells you. There is a discontent within the Muslim Ummah. So that Ummah that are not happy with Tinubu doing the bidding of Americans is where you're now seeing some of that reaction being categorized with the bombing on the Moscow.
Okay, sir.
There is nothing big about it.
Okay, sir. All right. So very quickly, make I let you know waiting the U.S. congressman don't respond to or react to as it gets to do with this genocide or the action of Nigerian government. As U.S. lawmaker Riley Moore don't hail the pardon of Sunday Jackson, a Christian farmer who was on death row for killing herdsmen in self-defense. Remember that during that open congressional hearing, he made that case. In talk, say, where is the justice? Say, owning guns suppose they illegal for Nigeria. Why the Fulani herdsmen they get their gun, and why they go allow them to operate with gun, and why they go sentence a man to death? In fact, they gave it as one of the conditions for Trump not to come into Nigeria guns are blazing. So quoting him, he said Sunday Jackson. Quoting him, I think he said Sunday Jackson has been released. Let me take that. Yes, he said Sunday Jackson is free after more than a decade in prison, serving a death sentence for defending himself. Sunday Jackson has been pardoned. Mr. Morden said in the statement, he said that I have been advocating for Sunday's release both in public and in private meetings, including during my recent congressional delegation visits to Nigeria. Mr. Moore had been at the forefront of the advocacy for Mr. Jackson's release, mandating it, making it as a condition. Remember saying him where Trump put in charge of Nigerian matter, so he make him as a condition for the to dialogue with the Nigerian government after being designated as a country of particular concern. Now he said, I continue to see positive steps that my concerns and the concerns of President Trump are being taken very seriously by the Nigerian government. That's what Mr. Moore talk. The Nigerian government at the federal and state level must ensure Sunday's safety during and after his release. So now, he did beyond in release. Not just that he's happy that he's released. He says that they must ensure his safety. That means, may nothing happen to Ramo. If anything happened to Ram, another problem. How easy go day for Nigerian government to ensure his safety? Then Morden said that he said quite a lot of other stuff. But let me take a reaction. With that, especially because of this condition where we say they give her. Remember saying not be President Tinubu release them, even though the order was more or less given to Nigerian government, President Tinubu, but it was filtering the governor of Adamawa State, the state where Sunday Jackson from, give and pardon.
What you're saying now, you're stating the reasons for the anger by those Muslims who bombed the Maiduguri Mosque. These things you're saying are pointers that Tinubu is now doing what the U.S. government has asked him to do. So, and when he starts doing those things, of course, you have reactions from these hardcore Muslims. And the reaction is this bombing that we have seen. So, we're not surprised with that kind of reaction. No, we're not surprised at all. This is what they are. This is who they are, and this is what they do.
So do you think that the Tinubu's government can ensure the safety of Sunday Jackson after his release?
Of course, he didn't do anything. The Fulanis know very well that if anything happens to Sunday Jackson, they'll be in trouble. Just like you had the other day, when Gumi went to court, saying that some people are publishing his name.
Yes.
That
you don't sue. Don't see two people.
That they are publishing, he sued, that they are using his name to say that he said that the families of the Minister for Defense will be wiped out should he continue to fight the terrorists.
Yes.
So when you see Gumi suing, when you see him suing, he knows that there will be consequences for actions against people doing the duty of state. And that's what it is. So if Sunday Jackson is living his life in line with the prerogative of mercy exercised by the governor, and you want to go take the law into your hands to do something to him, there will be consequences. So that tells you now that the kidnappers, the terrorists, and their patrons and financiers now know that there will be consequences. That's why I told you last month that in 3-4 weeks, by the time the Nigerian military starts acting, you will see that these Fulani militias are not invisible. They were only succeeding simply because of the instruction by Fulani politicians to the army to do not engage. Now that the Ministry of Defense has now reversed that particular can't you see that things have changed? These people don't have any capacity to behave as if they are invisible. These people, the reasons why the genocide continued is because of Fulani politicians who are in positions of power. Because of their positions of power, they are now able to undermine the military by telling the military not to shoot back at their Fulani militia. That's why you saw thousands of soldiers of the Nigerian army just vanished into thin air. How can a young man be sent to battle and then you tell him do not engage when somebody's shooting at him? That is nonsense.
And a lot of soldiers died.
Kisola Musa has come. Of course, Kisola Musa has come now to change all that. And because he has come to change it, that's why you're hearing all this kind of, we will not, as you heard what the Fulani professor was saying there, we will not accept it, that you're hard. Why don't they tell their militias, their kidnappers and their jihadists to stop attacking Nigerians? If you levy war against Nigeria and you pretend as if your militias are invisible, no problem. The Nigerian army will see who is invisible. And now the Nigerian army has now turned the gold again. You see how the things have changed? I told you. The problem before with Nigeria and the security crisis was the instruction by the politician to the army not to engage. That's all. The ragtag Fulani militia people are not invisible at all. They are not at all. I told you this 3-4 weeks ago. The minute that do not engage is reversed, as Kisola Musa was marshalling the plans all over, these people will run away. To the extent, did you see even what happened in Kwara? When some of them were caught and to be dealt with, it took the intervention of the National Security Advisor, another Fulani man, to say, no, leave them all. I know about their being there, but the other Fulanis say, but they can't be there. These are Bororo Fulanis from Mali How can you employ them and call them members of the Miyetti Allah when we who are the Miyetti Allah don't know them?
You mean the people that were assigned guns from the NSC office?
Yes, don't also listen. No militias are assigned automatic weapons. Militias, if they are vigilantes carry pump action all over Nigeria. So where are the vigilantes? So how come suddenly Fulani vigilantes are given automatic AK-47? So a lot of explanations need to be done. So we are still going through. It's possible those people, and if you check the guns they have, you will see that those guns are not within the traceable system. So let us just say that due to the reversal of the do not engage doctrine, the Fulani militiamen are now disappearing into thin air. And if they think they are invisible, let them stay and fight the army. Remember, before we say fight the army, some idiots will come to TV to argue against me. The army is overstretched. The army needs weapons. The army don't have. They just lie. These are even those who lie. Nigerians should mark them so as to know those who were used to perpetuate this industrial scale ethnic cleansing and genocidal elimination of Christians.
All right, sir. So we need to. Okay, sir.
Did so much bad to this country.
Oh. Okay, sir. So we need to move straight to political conversation. But before we do that, make I quickly remind my callers, listeners, say 1st of January is my birthday, and I'm very excited. And as I have done, as it is the tradition for me for the past 20 years and counting, I often start the year with a charity. So, I mean, one charity event or the other. And this year, I did look at reaching out to the IDP camp. I want to move at least one or more family out of the IDP camp for at least 2 years. So we need to rent them a house and then set up small business for them when they go use survive. At the interim, depending on when government go fit to resettle them back for their places. So this is not trying to resettle them. Reason is because there are families who have been there almost, there are children who have lived almost all their lives there, that were conceived there, that were born there, and they've known only the IDP camp as homes all their lives. And this makes me really cry. It did touch my heart. So now waiting make me say, okay, how about giving these children a feel of waiting a day like to get a home temporarily until something happens? So I'm embarking on this course for IDP camp, and I really would love your support. So if you're led to support me on this journey, I've posted an account details that is open specifically for this purpose, and I'm going to give account of every penny that's sent in and spent through this account. Don't worry about accountability because they need to forge bank statements. I'll publish the bank statements and put them there. And, we go to see the families where we say we can empower with this. So if you are led to, reach out to us, kindly paying money on the pinned account details where you see for your screen. And for everybody who don't help us, Oga Ebo, I'm sure you know yourself. And let me not say your full name. Oga Ebo, God bless you. I saw what you did. Thank you so immensely. And for everyone who's contributed, including those who want to remain anonymous, I love you guys. Thank you so, so much. On our water no go run dry. God bless you now. So, Dr. Katch, let's get straight to politics. This news about Peter Obi, defecting to ADC. How truth it be? And then what will be the implication for him politically if he moved to the ADC? You don't tell us here, say ADC in a Fulani political party. So if he mean come move, go there, what will be the guarantee, say, then go give him tickets? The lawmakers, the other days, they no agree criminalize vote buying, especially for primaries of election. So we know, say, most primaries, they did dollarize for Nigeria. Can Peter Obi now match them strength for strength and dollar for dollar? What will be his faith? Let me take your reaction.
What it tells you.
Go ahead, sir. Can you hear me? Go ahead, sir. Hello, sir.
What this tells you is that the country is challenged. I had a private conversation 2 days ago with Peter Obi. We all met at Okpara Square in Enugu for the Ohanese Imobi. I've been a member of the Ohanese Elders Council, went for the Imobi in Enugu. And so me and Peter started speaking outside, and he told me his decision to make an announcement at the end of the month.
Oh, so that means it's true. He told you himself that he's going to move to ADC. So that means not true.
Listen, let me just tell you this. He says that there is no other political party. And so he thinks he will join the ADC. And that he thinks that, and he saw my mood changed. He said, let us go to the ADC and make our case in the ADC. I kept quiet listening to him. And I told him I'm not going to go join the ADC. He said, well, it makes sense we go into the ADC. He will argue in the ADC. And then I go there and tell them that it's our turn. The way we zone to the north in 2019, it is not the turn to zone to the south. It was the refusal to zone that we started that fight, which Atiku now said no. But I told Peter that I also believe that this was part of the Muslims' arrangement not to allow any Christian access to the presidency. After the Buhari engineered coup, other coups came from Babangida and Abacha. Decrees were made that so skewed the country to Northerners, especially the Muslims' advantage. And we can see it. So for me, my heart of hearts, I believe what Atiku is doing is just to dissuade the level playing field where Christians can also become part and parcel of Nigeria's governance. They are playing the coded game which Muslim soldiers wrote into the manual which we are using today as Nigeria's constitution. If they will allow for free and fair election, which they refused in 2023 because they saw clearly Peter Obi was winning. And of course, those are the things we'll say. Clean and honest elections, clean and honest census. The Muslims will allow this.
You feel say the Muslims, I know Grimo could get honest and free elections and census. Why?
That is the truth, because when the British left, they used the military coups to skew numbers. Since the time of the military coups, we've never had a free and honest census. We've never had a free and fair election. Even when the election favored a Southerner, even though he was a Muslim, the Muslims from the north annulled the election and gave the advantage to Abacha, a Muslim from the north.
Oh, that's the Abiola, the Abiola election.
Exactly. That was the Abiola election. So when the election occurred again in 2023, and a Christian from the south, Peter Obi, cleaned up everywhere, won in all military installations, and was set to win the election, the Muslims seized it. And then, when we asked, why have you stopped the election? They said, no, that was a glitch. Amazon, that owned the server, that held...
Yes, Amazon.
Say, no, they say, shut up, there's a glitch. So Amazon Web Services, we believe them, there was no glitch. So the Muslims still refuse. Whatever anybody says, Atiku is under the control of General Gusau.
Oh dear, network. General Gusau, you mean the same General Gusau where Ibise Wike been they talk about, where followed deceive Amabi, betray him for 2023 PDP primaries? Hello, sir. Hello, sir.
Yes, I can hear.
You mean the same General Gusau where Wike complained say betray him for 2023 PDP primaries? Where lead the betrayal?
That is the same man.
Oh wow.
That is the same man. General Gusau, as I'm talking to you now, is instrumenting Atiku and trying to use him as a proxy. So we know this. That no matter what you say, they won't agree because they are not free on their own. they have their puppet masters. And this is where this country is.
So what does this mean for Peter Obi?
It's not safe.
What does this mean for Peter Obi? Especially, it should say the no-go can't render and politically useless, as it were, because people they come. Okay, let me let you answer to that.
That is why I told him. I said I will watch you. I'm not going to stop you. He said there's no political party. The PDP is dead, and this at the other places, the Labour doesn't exist. This is private between me and him. And as he told me this, I said okay. He told me in a few days he'll make the team. As we were even talking, some journalists tried to come to Batch. He said, please, that we're having a private talk. That he'll be talking to them in about a week's time. And when he talks, all of them will hear. So they gave us space and we continued to talk. And he told me, these are my own thoughts. These are my thoughts. What I believe is, yes, the world has not taken interest in Nigeria, and nothing damaged over the years can be fixed immediately. As I'm speaking to you, Nigeria is already under state capture. There is some of the consequences of that state capture that we are suffering, which the Americans are complaining about. I believe if they come to start working with us, as Israelis have now said, they will also come. If the world now comes to start working with us, maybe we can gradually start having free and fair election, free and fair census. You can understand, Nigeria operates currently as a capture state. So let us see how it goes. I let Peter, let him go where he wants to get to. And then let us see what happens when he gets in there.
All right. So another question.
I'm not going to get in there. Yes.
So another question would be, why at this time when it be say, if waiting you talk about being a Fulani agenda party, now waiting ADC, if that's not true, you don't think say then go on rethink that, especially at this time when it be say the eye of the world day for Nigeria, especially concerning Christian suppression in Nigeria. So you know if you say to change the game, they go fit say, okay, let's pick a Christian to make it look like there's inclusivity in Nigeria. Don't you think so?
Well, that is exactly why I also kept quiet. I told Peter I am watching because I believe a lot about Nigerian policies going forward could be determined by the American intervention in Nigeria. They could tomorrow say they seek regime change because those currently in power are deeply immersed in the protocols of state capture and the jihad, which the world has complained against. So let's now watch what's going to happen. I want to believe that the American intervention, the American coming into Nigerian political space, will engineer a lot of outcomes. You can see the clemency granted to the Nigerian. Before, foreign leaders will never allow anybody to allow such clemency. Theirs is to make sure whoever disturbs their jihadists is shown the gallows. Now, due to the American intervention, the gentleman in Adamawa State has now been granted clemency. And also due to the American intervention, we're now having a reversal of the jihad that was genocidally killing Christians. The reversal of it is now the Muslims are the ones warning the Christian defense minister that he should be careful what he does, that he should not kill their people. That means the jihadists actually do have masters. That means that the jihadists do have patrons. That means that the terrorists do have those who are ready to plead and make case for them. Yet, when they were killing people, everybody kept quiet, pretending as if they were just their own. That's why I told you that the same thing you hear them saying is the same thing that the Sultan is privately urging others. these people are together in all this. It is now that we are turning the table again. That's why I told you that the Sultan's work is just to stay and then engineer and guide the expansion of the territories of the caliphate. So the jihad itself captures more land for the caliphate. And so the man at the top of the caliphate, being the Sultan, is vicariously liable to what his soldiers do. And those his soldiers are the jihadists.
But how the Sultan use Gehan for this whole thing now? The Sultan is just a religious leader. How you use Gehan for all this kind of thing?
Remember the Sultan too. The Sultan said publicly that whoever is against the jihadists is against Allah. He said that. It's on paper. He said whoever is against Boko Haram is against God. It's on paper. So as we continue to use the Boko Haram to use the social media to advertise what was going on in Nigeria, because they were successful in clamping down on the mainstream media, the Sultan said that the social media was actually the terrorist organization that we should be looking at. Why? Because social media could not be controlled by them who were able to muzzle down the mainstream media. You see? Social media, nobody owns it. Nobody you can really see that owns what. We will report the news as we see in Auchi. We will take the pictures of Fulanis who are killing people in Sharigi, in Kwara. We will take photographs of Fulanis we caught in Delta State. The killings in Benue were mostly advertised on social media because traditional media were warned not to give reporting to the killings by the Fulani militiamen. So it is on record that it was the social media that we use to advance our narratives. And that's why I told you we are now in the war of the narratives. They narrate, we narrate. They say, we say, because we have a lot of fact, we have truth, we have graphics to match our stories. That's why I told you that what has changed this is the coming of the camera phone. That's why I told you that we thank Steve Jobs for introduction of the smartphone, for making the camera an app on his old iPod handheld device, and then putting the phone device also as an app. And today you have quite a lot of apps on the handheld mobile device, which me and you now refer to as a phone. So it is the camera phone. And it is with that camera phone that we're able to record the killings. It is on record that this is the first jihad in history that is captured on camera. No other jihad has ever, no genocidal killings that included ethnic cleansings of indigenous Christians of the ancestral lands and villages had ever been recorded on camera, apart from what we have achieved in Nigeria. So you need to understand the historical import of the place of the camera phone in helping Nigerians to tell their stories to the world and the international community. We are very grateful for the world. We are also grateful for Netanyahu's voice. Yes, he might be doing that to take away the spotlight on Israel, but we thank him for raising his voice. We thank President Trump. Trump has shown you now that one man's meat is another man's poison. Some others may not like him, but the fact that he now put his focus on Nigeria and gave voice to our sufferings, the world now knows that we are suffering, and we are grateful to President Trump. We are grateful to the Republican Party. The Democrats kept quiet. The Democrats were very conniving in accepting Buhari when Trump first put Nigeria as a country of particular concern, it was the Democrats that removed it, even though the genocide was still ongoing. And I'm surprised, for the first time in my life, I'm beginning to have something very dirty to talk about the Democrat. It was Obama, a Democrat, who installed Buhari due to the instructions from the Qataris. Yes.
From the Qataris?
Yes, from the Qataris. From the Qataris, quote me. From the Qatar. The Qataris have been very, very strong. That's why when Tinubu came, he wasn't doing what the Fulanis wanted. They went and reported him to Qatar, and he was treated very badly in the Middle East.
Oh, now what's happened for that visit with Qatar? Where one thing they say one business they come, then later come here another business. Are you saying that that's what happened?
Now you can understand it.
No, sir. No, sir. Sir, people.
The Qataris have their hands in a lot of places. Yes, the Qataris have their hands in a lot of places.
So somebody like Sheikh Gumina don't talk, say, all these attacks will happen, especially the one way happened for this bomb blast now. Say, they fast, say, the hand of the international community will be inside. Like this one we didn't do for Muslim a mosque yesterday. So why you think, say, it go day? Why you think, which international community will get hand in this kind of thing will happen yesterday? Suicide bombing attack.
Community, don't listen to them. The international community is telling you is that the American pressure on the Tinubu administration, which is forced Tinubu to do a lot of things, which a lot of them amongst the Muslim Ummah don't like, is the reason that they're now expressing anger towards the government by exploding the bomb in the mosque. I've been discriminating why Christians were being killed every day, churches were being ransacked, children were being kidnapped from Christian schools. He didn't say anything. It's not international community. It is this one that's international. In fact, Gumi is a mad person. Just ignore such idiots, please. It's not anything.
Sir?
Is he not the one saying you will see people? It's not everything that mad people say that you have to react to. You know, he's a terrorist, and all of us know he's a terrorist. So we don't take him seriously, every time. Sometimes we ignore him, and I want you to ignore him this time. So as far as I'm concerned, we are on the right track. We thank the U.S. government for their focus on Nigeria. We also thank Israeli government, even though their intention is to show that they're not the only ones involved in being harsh to those who do not like them. But we in Nigeria, we did nothing against the Muslims. What we sought was to live in our country and to progress this country after the British left. But the founding our thoughts that they should become the new colonial overlord and masters over Nigerians. And I told you, as I said before, the founding success over the Hausa Boko states, the 7 Hausa states, is what gives them the thoughts that they think they can expound on that success to the rest of Nigeria. And that's why you have this crisis. Okay, these are people who are not indigenous to Nigeria at all. Their target is southern Nigeria. But to get to the south, first let them take the land of the indigenous people in the Middle Belt. These indigenous people in the Middle Belt are Christians, and they have land that is rich with water and grass. And of course, the Fulani know that the best land are lands with the greens so that their cattle can feed. And thank God that the Americans have come at last. Let the world join Israel and others who seek to join to come and save Nigerian Christians. Nigeria remains till tomorrow morning a Christian majority country.
Say every time they talk this and say Nigeria and a Christian majority country. But the statistics we get for Nigeria, they show the same. They talk saying a Christian Muslim day more now.
That saying is not true. Check the school records. The correlation between school, of course, the correlation between school enrollment and population density is very simple. Check the school enrollment records.
But then they talk to people for up north, maybe like go school now. Make now.
It is not true. They go to school. What you see is most children who come from Niger and Chad, who pour down into northern Nigeria, they do the elementary, and mostly Hausa children. So the elementary itself, it's root learning. It's similar to the Christian Sunday school. Sunday school does not give you access to chemistry, to mathematics, so you cannot be engineer if you are elementary or if you go to Sunday school. Sunday school does not give you access to learn geography, doesn't let you learn physics. You know, so the elementary doesn't teach geography, doesn't teach physics. All it teaches you is just to cram the Quran. You know, the way to say that the leaders are the days, Allah is that and that. And if you kill in the name of Allah, you will go to heaven. But even that itself is not in the Quran. So but it's a hadith. It's a hadith that is interpreted in different ways by different preachers that is causing the problem. You see, the preachers you have a lot of preachers in Nigeria who are allowed to use their, you know, their podiums to preach hate. And that's it. So I think now we should start being a country. So that's why you see the introduction of that demand to remove anybody doing Sharia. I'm happy that the United States, Texas, became the first state to successfully outlaw Sharia.
Yes.
We need to outlaw Sharia. Sharia is hate. It's hate.
I mean, I get somebody will be Muslim here, wait for this platform, where talk say, even though he be Muslim, say, he know they agitate, in the talk, say, make them come on Sharia, because say, Sharia gets, if it gets room to use build extremism, it gets the possibility to use, encourage extremism.
We are saying it should be removed so that Nigerians can live peacefully among themselves. It is actually a platform for creating, progressing, and building extremism. It is no good. It should not be sustained in a normal society. Sharia is no good. And that's why I say those who are its proponents are not fit to live in civil society with the rest of us. So as far as I'm concerned, I think everybody should be allowed to live free life in a diverse society in line with the laws of the land. Not in lines with the laws as interpreted and proclaimed by religious leaders who are not elected persons. How can we have a parliament that makes law for people, and then you have small mosques who also make law? How can mosques be a place of making laws? How? That's wrong. The mosque shouldn't be, places of worship shouldn't be a place for making laws for society. The places for making laws for society in a democracy is the parliament. And if you want to get in parliament, you campaign, win election, and go there to do that. Not you go into a mosque and you start making law for society. And then start rearing people who will go out to the street and commit murder, screaming Allahu Akbar, and then people will die. It is wrong. It is wrong. Even in Nigeria, the way they do it, they don't respect other people. People will be sleeping in the morning, and you hear somebody with his sarim slaring Allahu Akbar, Wallahu Akbar, wa shahada la ilaha illallah, and this will be so loud. Christians who are sleeping will be forced to wake. You know? And we just keep suffering this every day in our society. Religion should be a private thing to anybody.
Oh, but churches do the same. We have churches with their megaphones also across. So they too should control that. So that's what many would say.
Those things are wrong. A church should not make noise. All those Christians you see carry megaphones, and some people on the streets should be arrested. Nobody has right to force noise pollution on another citizen. It is wrong. How could you pollute the environment that should be freely available to all citizens with your religious doctrine? So both the Christians who carry megaphones and be walking about and making noise, they should also be restricted, and if they cannot respect such entreaties, they should be arrested and prosecuted to the full extent of the law. So the Muslims who also make noise with their loudspeakers to wake up entire streets, that is wrong.
All right, sir.
That is wrong.
All right, sir. Make I quickly let Nigerians know say phone line don't open today. At Christmas, make I not keep them for too long so that they will join us quickly and then contribute within they won't contribute so that we go leave. Nigerians phone lines are open. Feel free to join the conversation. You can call the WhatsApp number 0817-0294-077. Just call the WhatsApp number 0817-0294-077. You know, if you get that line directly, now only through WhatsApp you will get them. So kindly call on WhatsApp 0817-0294-077, or you follow the link inside the pinned post. Make you for fit to join the conversation live. Make you feel join us live. You will enter inside the studio here with us. Now, Dr. Katch, before I begin to take the calls, make I ask you what you think about this prosecution of Malami and the back and forth with him and the EFCC. Hello, sir.
Yes, I'm with you.
Yes, Oga Malami and this in prosecution with the EFCC. EFCC released records of properties when then identify where they connected to Malami, way worth over 212 billion naira. And there are also conversations around money stashed in some accounts and all of those issues. So Malami, they talk, say, he may not meet bail condition, but EFCC no agree grant and bail. EFCC, they talk, say, he no meet bail condition. In fact, they're saying get a court order. My court say EFCC say get any court order. There's just back and forth. Looks like.
What bail condition are you talking of?
For Malami.
Malami was arrested for terrorism.
No, he said not be terrorism or he said a money laundering. But make I take this call, sir, before you react.
Listen.
Oh, okay, sir. Make I just talk to this person.
A lot of the money that he took was also used to sponsor terrorism.
Hey.
Malami's detention is in two files. There's a regular one of diversion of public money. Diversion of money is collected, stealing of money, laundering money. Then there's another one of him using money to do terrorism. So I don't know which one of the EFCC have said that they have not yet received any formal application for bail. Well, don't forget, this is what Malami used to do to people when he was the head of the EFCC. Yes.
When he wasn't the head of the EFCC, he was the Attorney General, sir.
Yes. No, he was the head of the EFCC. It was him that brought his
yes, they say my cousin, but
his junior relation and his relation there. It was him that told the relation what to do with everybody. It was him that said yes, who gets arrested, who doesn't get arrested. So he didn't hide it. We knew that.
Oh dear, network. We don't get network go bad, Dr. Katch. Okay. Good evening and welcome. Let me take your call. Okay, Dr. Katch, let's quickly react to this and respond to this call. I'll take this call. Good evening and welcome, sir. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
A very good evening to you, Patience and Dr. Katch.
Precious, not Patience. Precious. For precious diamond, precious stone. Thank you.
Indeed. Precious, I'm so sorry.
Welcome. Go ahead.
I've always been delighted to listen to Mr. Katch. Davo is my name. Davo.
Okay, Davo. You're welcome.
You're
from Plateau State?
From Plateau State.
Oh, wow.
The school that Dr. Katch attended was called Kīllïngs. Till now as I speak, that school still exists. And that school, in a class, you will see like maybe 20 people are white men. There's only 2 or 3 that are blacks.
Dr. Katch, did you attend Kīllïngs?
Yes.
Yes, I did.
Oh, wow. They say no, you bought people for your school. Now make you sabi something.
Yes. Till till now.
That's not true. I went there because it was available. Nigerians could attend it. So I went to attend it. I traveled from Port Harcourt. I was paying 5 naira 40 kobo on the railway line. And I stopped at Jos Terminus. And then I got to school in Jos. It was a fine school. There's nothing wrong with that.
Thank you, sir. That means your papa get money well, sir.
Very well.
No, that's not true. It doesn't work that way.
All right, sir. Make we finish with the caller, sir. You go respond.
American and British.
Mm.
All their curriculum. Anybody that will go to school, higher institution in Nigeria cannot go to that school. If you are going to University of Jos or University of any other university in Suka, you cannot go to that school. You have to travel abroad. Most of their curriculum is abroad. And all the white men that are in Nigeria, in fact, there's so many white men till today that are speak. White Abuja, Lagos, most of their children are schooling in that school.
So go ahead to your question then. Go ahead.
Yeah, my not question, but I'm just thrilled. I'm always appreciating Dr. Katch, who have an in-depth knowledge, which is versatile about the entire northern Nigeria. He understands it.
So all these things when they talk not true from your experience as a
yes, all those Katarukwashi is talking, all those all those places he's mentioning, absolutely perfect. And I believe he speaks Hausa very well.
He they speak He the Gia.
Yes, because
him the Gia. Very well.
It's the same thing as when this man was Ojuku's father was actually born in Zungeru, the same as Nnamdi Azikiwe. They all both speak Hausa very well. They are verbal in Hausa. So what I want to say is that you people, let me just even say it to contribute. I don't know whether it's sensitive to say, but you people are just talking about Benjamin Netanyahu today. Let me blow your mind. Let me not lie to you. The Israelis have been in Jos since the days of Air Commodore Jonah David Jang. Jonah Jang was our governor immediately after Joshua Darie was pitched.
Yes.
Jonah Jang has already invited the Israeli Mossad, have already been in Jos since when this killing started. Let me tell you the truth. So we had there's a vigilante group they call Operation Rainbow when Jonah Jang created. Let me tell you something. Precious, they were taken to Israel for threatening. I'm saying this live on TV. And in fact, that matter was discussed in the National Assembly. The Muslims were against it. That's why when Lalong came, Lalong is actually seen as a traitor to the people of Plateau State.
Solomon Lalong.
He is always a sympathy. Yes, no, not Solomon Lalong. Simon Lalong, the present governor, the former governor, the first governor of Plateau State. Because he's the one when Otom was saying that they are killing his people. When Otom was speaking with loud voice, he was the one who quickly rushed to Aso Rock to tell Buhari that I have spoken to him. I told him he is a traitor. And let me not lie to you, we have had young boys who have been trained by Mossad, if you don't know. So Israel their eyes have been there and it's not today. In fact, most of the agricultural products you see, all those strawberries, many agricultural products that they are producing in Jos today, they are assisted by the Israelis. I'm not even supposed to say this. It's supposed to be a secret, but it's the truth. So our people have been bent, and that's why when Lalong came, Lalong cancelled that Operation Rainbow. That's why the killings now continued. Before, whenever there's this killing, whenever Operation Rainbow go, they attack these bandits. They kill them in their numbers. In fact, there was a time in the year 2000, when they brought people from Niger, from Chad, Mali, Cameroon, Burkina Faso to come and kill people in Vom. A particular place is called Vom, V-O-M. Vom. Then they surrounded them and killed them. We corrected their arms. Nigerian army came and said they should give them the arms. Yes.
For the year 2000.
It was not shown on TV. It was not shown on TV.
Under Obasanjo regime.
Under the government of Jonah Jang.
No, if you say the year 2000, that means it was under Obasanjo's regime.
Yes, it was Obasanjo. Let me even tell you something special you do not know. Are you aware that Obasanjo came to slap Joshua Darie, our former governor, and even impeach him because of this just crisis? That was the reason why Obasanjo impeached Joshua Darie. When they were killing, there's a place called Yelwan Shandam. When these Fulani people were killing our people that time. Then Plateau people now had a meeting. Let me tell you, that meeting was conducted together with Solomon Lar. I was alive. All the Plateau politicians came together, had a meeting, and then they now told Joshua Darie, you travel. Do you remember I said all our generals were involved in that meeting? They now said that we are going to attack and take over our land, take back our land. They now attacked took over the land. Then they were called from Saudi Arabia, and even Sultan of Sokoto, Emir of Kano, Sanusi Lamido, Sanusi, all of them were putting pressure on Obasanjo, and they said, hey, so you allow our people to kill. Then Obasanjo now put pressure on Darie to come back to Nigeria. Darie now came back and refused to come to Plateau State because he made a call. In fact, they don't say, I coup the church did. All these things you see, all our church leaders were in, they were involved. Then youth were also involved. So then Obasanjo now went asked Darie to go back to Plateau State. But Darie refused to go back to Plateau State. He now went to MK Abiola Stadium to watch a Nigerian match there. Then TSS went and they went and fetched him there. In fact, Obasanjo had to slap two people in Plateau in front of the Muslim leaders and told him that, why did you have to...
So are you saying that Obasanjo subtly supported the genocide of your people
he
too?
He supported them now. He did. He had a hand. This crisis would have ended since. Obasanjo also, some of the things that happened in PDP, did you know that what Goodluck Jonathan suffered? Is it not because Obasanjo his PDP card, membership card? That's why the PDP was not functioning. He also had a hand. Obasanjo did not play a good role as a leader. Immediately when he left, he supported Buhari against Goodluck. It is not a hidden agenda. It is fact. I am saying this to you, truthfully. So all I'm saying is that it can be vetted, it can also be challenged, but it's the truth. And then we went on, and then do you know that the person that we punish, we now punish the church now had a meeting. Then now it was Solomon Lar who spoke. If you can Google it, there was a meeting. Then Solomon Lar came out and said, Mantu's political career is finished. Because that time, Obasanjo cannot declare our state of emergency on Plateau State without the support of National Assembly. So Mantu was also a Muslim from Plateau State. He's from Mangu, where this present governor came from, Mutfa. So we now realize that he followed the Muslim Islamic agenda. So we now had a meeting that till the day Mantu, his Prime Minister Mantu, Deputy Senate President, will die, he will never win even local government chairman. And that was the position he did. He never contested anything again. Anytime he want to come out, we never allow him. So
you better talk about that attack we happened for bomb, where you say then call people from. What's it can happen after that attack? What's it doesn't as security people can do?
They used to, well, anytime there's even an attack, they will call soldier and soldier will not come. They will call soldier will not come. Then those people, Operation Rumble will come. And they know now, they know. It was a militant group that was there, just like the way you see Eboboya go there, it is there. Do you know that even as I speak to you, up to now, it's just of recent that the present governor just inaugurated, just day before yesterday, if you can Google, you will see it. It's just, Plateau State, it seems that Lalong ban our security network, that's the vigilante group. But in Maiduguri, they are allowed to operate. But the Fulani people did not allow that one to operate in Plateau State. That's what I'm saying.
So, but right now, I don't the group Operation Rainbow don't come back, or they just come back on another name with another name.
It was just this day before yesterday that it was inaugurated. But again, they've had true training. So the training they even had, I believe the Mossad are also in their hand at it. Let me not lie to you. This is a fact.
Thank you so much.
So Americans have even been visiting the Grace yard. If you are watching on Facebook, you are watching on the...
Yes, so I see some people visit Dogona Hawa.
Yes, because all those areas that you hear that in the mass burial, when Gumi said that they were burying empty casket, the Americans have been visiting it, documenting it, and we do all the things that we are documenting, we have been giving them facts. Do you know that even let me tell you something that will blow your mind, Precious. Do you know that biggest mosque, they call it the central mosque in Jos, the central mosque. Do you know that land was meant for a church, cooking church? That's a church.
So wait. Your network the breakup. You said the biggest mosque for inside Jos. The land where it did, they supposed to be church. Now it's supposed to be there.
Yes.
Your network is going bad. I can't hear you anymore. I would love for you to.
Hello.
Go ahead. Let's see if you can let you complete that thought. Your network is really going bad. Go ahead. Hello. No, your network is bad. Your network is bad. Try to see if you can call us back. Dr. Katch, I don't know whether you hear some of the things where this our God talk. You go like respond to any of them.
Of course, those are true. The Christians in the north have suffered too much.
because of we in the South kept quiet and nobody was.
So how can an Obasanjo, for instance, be complicit in this kind of thing, if not true? You know, to the extent
of Obasanjo. Listen, Obasanjo came under pressure. That particular man he called Lalong. Lalong was evil. Do you know Lalong came to become governor as a mistake by Jonah Jang? Jang should have allowed the governorship to go to Plateau South. But I don't know what got into his head. I wanted to put somebody still from his area. And then everybody voted against him. And that was how Lalong became governor. Lalong now embraced these Fulani people. And then the Kīllïngs started in Plateau. One time Lalong wanted to, under pressure, pronounce Emir for Jos. I was with him one day privately, and I said, yes, listen, this thing, Amir, in whose domain will the Emirates be created?
But he's a traditional Jos person. Why would he do that against his own people?
Well, you're talking about what about in the South? How come Omai will deny his Igbo-ness just to gain favor from don't you understand? There are people who, how come someone like Wiki denies his Igbo-ness so as to gain acceptance from Abuja? These things are like that. So Lalong actually went against this issue. So the Fulani thought they could take Jos. There was no Fulani in Jos when I was in school in Jos. None.
All right, sir. Make a quickly talk to you.
We were only at Tidin Fulani. Tidin Fulani was on the Bauchi Turu route. They never entered inside Jos.
All right,
we were inside Jos.
All right,
the
sir.
British were inside Jos.
All right, sir.
Okay, so all this killing people in Jos, taking land, and then when people come and say, okay, stop fighting, then they will hold the land they have. Tomorrow they start again. As they start again, they move 2, 3, 4 in 2, 3, 4 miles. Then they say, stop fighting. They will hold the new ones they've taken. This has been their strategy. Fight, take land. Once they say, call a truce, you hold the land that you've got.
All right, sir. Let me quickly.
Fighting again.
Let me quickly talk to. Let me quickly talk to a few people. We have too many callers coming in, calling us. Hello, good evening, and welcome.
Hello, good evening.
Welcome. Thank you so much. Chikeze, where are you calling us from?
I'm Chikeze, from Canada.
You're welcome. Go ahead very quickly, sir.
Okay, just a quick submission, and it's as relates to Malami.
Okay.
Honestly, our country is a joke in most cases. Just yesterday, if I still remember perfectly well, when Malami was at the head of affairs, that means who gets bail and who doesn't, and who gets arrested and who doesn't. I don't think that he appreciated that sort of income that he will be at the receiving end of it. Now, if we are actually a people that thinks rationally, knowing that organizations or knowing that government is a continuum, if you don't actually create a working roadmap or a working governmental institution, it will still come back and harm you, no matter how many years it takes. What I'm trying to say in effect is this: how had it been? I never expected that from him anyway, because I know it's sort of an agenda from the top, from that particular government. I mean, the government of Buhari, right? And all of them, we are all in it, right? So, but I'm just saying, if as a rational human being, you go into an organization and try to make it work, right? And it's actually working. When you leave that particular office, it can't come back and become a thorn on your flesh because you have actually made something to work perfectly.
All right. So please hit the nail exactly. Go ahead.
Yeah. What am I trying to say? What he's suffering today, how big it as justifiable as it is what actually is doing as well. I'm not saying that he didn't commit the crime that they say he committed. Of course he does, because you can't tell me that all of the amount that they are calling in terms of corruption or the rest of them can actually be amassed by a public servant of his caliber, who we know is the amount of money he takes from as salary and all workmen. So the law should just take his curse. But I just pray that our government starts getting things right, and people should take both steps like Dr. Katch and every other of your invitees here are also taking to speak truth at all times, because that is what we are lacking in Nigeria. People don't say the truth.
All right.
Call evil good and we call good evil. I rest my case.
All right. Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Hello, good evening and welcome. Hello. Good evening. Welcome. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Sorry? C2 calling from Sierra Leone. You're welcome, Mr. C2. Go ahead. I don't know what's in the happen. I don't feel really hear you. I don't understand what's going on. Well, now, let me see if I can talk to someone else if it will be better. Hello, good evening and welcome. C2, I'm sorry. Hello. 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 All right. I don't understand what's going on with the phone lines. Let's see if I can take a fresh call again. Hello, good evening and welcome.
Yes, Precious, can you hear me now?
Go ahead, C2. Go ahead, sir.
Thank you. I said Merry Christmas to you. And
thank you.
Dr. Katch as well.
Thank you, sir.
Dr. Katch has been a very wonderful person. We do listen to him whenever you bring him here. But he's doing a very good job. Believe him, he's educating us, some of us that he's on certain things. Believe him, he's doing well. If not all of them anyway. But let me correct one impression from that our brother that come from Plateau State. He mentioned something about a Bavago. Please, I want people to go and do proper investigation what a Bavago stands for and who formed a Bavago. A Bavago was never a security outfit to safeguard the southeast. A Bavago created by them for Mumbai, and the atrocity is being documented. Okay, a Bavago is not there to drive away any Fulani militias or whatever. No, the main purpose of creating it is to fight ESM, and it was created by them for Mumbai. The same ESM who were chasing these Fulani terrorists that's wielding AK-47 in our bushes. Okay, I want to make something clear. So, Bavago, as it stands, is a terrorist group in the southeast. Okay, they are being created by Devomai. So, you should know what Devomai created. You should know what it looks like. Even one of the court in southeast have bound the Bavago. They are terrorists. Not anybody we saw as a Bavago in the southeast. They know they are terrorists. And Precious, let me say something quickly about Malami. Malami.
Hello. Hello. Okay, he was talking about Ebubago. He say Ebubago no do anything like that particular militia group. We be say vigilante group we South we just create. Say Ebubago na Devoma he create them, and then create them for the purpose of fighting ESN, not actually for the purpose of defending the Southeast against Fulani militia. And that's not their mandate. I don't know if you agree with him. Hello, sir.
Don't forget about that. Ebubago wasn't really. Ebubago was just a Buhari initiative. It didn't work well.
Whoa! All right.
Whatever it is, thank God it was short-lived.
Yes, please.
Ebubago weren't active. They weren't active actually.
From the US.
Okay, sir.
Okay. The people who were active on the ground were.
Just hold on. Let us catch up his thought. I'll bring you in. Just go on. Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
You understand me?
Yes, I do, sir. Okay, sir.
Ebubago were just the Omahi government unit monitoring what was going on. But the real people doing the real damage were the elements of the breakaways who now joined the government, led by Asari, the people like Daguche Mefo,
They were all working under BG and government as unknown government. There were plenty of them.
So that means it was more like a deliberate attack to destabilize the Southeast. Is that what you're trying to say, sir?
Yes, it was a deliberate act. You know, there were about 37 different Biafra Nana organizations. All of them were working for the government. The reason Nnamdi got into trouble was he refused to work with that arrangement. So, but then, one thing you must ask yourself is, how come that the people he started with, all of them turned to go to work for government? That's a question, you know? It is not for me to ask. It is not for me to answer. It is for me to ponder. How come all the people that they started with ended up working with the government?
Who are those people?
And then all of them stopped Ucheme for Asare Doko, but plenty of them, and all of them stopped work the minute Tinubu became president. Because the Tinubu administration claimed he did not get those advices on his handover notes. So there was no funding for them. Of course, that was why he had their salary complaints, and later they all died. Buhari did that thing as a retaliation against the actions of General Iyejika. As you can see, those terrorists in the north are actually some people's babies. The only people we put on the ground in the east were the government people. Now, ask yourself, how come the Igbo boys also kept quiet when actually they were not the unknown government people? Those Igbos who were coming on internet to do skits and wear military fatigue, who are they? Why did they stop working after Buhari government ended? Ask yourself. Why did those Igbo boys who will wear skits, who will wear camouflage, do skits on the internet, post on the internet? Even there were Igbos who were also being paid for by Malami and his people to be writing to admit Igbo guilt on the internet. Yes, there were Igbo vuvuzelas who were amplifying Igbo guilt on the internet. Yet, it wasn't the Igbos doing the terrorism. It's all the things, the names you've seen released, they were funding terror. Did you see any Igbo name there?
No, sir.
So, these are the people who were using the money. Look, nothing gets hidden forever. No matter what you do today, it will be revealed tomorrow, next tomorrow, or the next year. So the revelation of those who funded terrorism are out. Can't you see all of them were people in government?
All right, sir. Let me quickly attend to more calls because they're calling in their numbers. Thank you for that clarification. Good evening and welcome. What's your name? Where are you calling from, sir?
Oh, good evening, Sister P. Yeah, my name is Leslie. I'm calling from the US.
You're welcome, Nestle. Go ahead.
How are you doing today?
I did, and at Christmas, and I know Greg give me off now, so I did here for now.
Very good. That's why you keep us busy at home now, so that's why we.
This is not good though. It's only me that is not enjoying Christmas off. It's okay. Go ahead.
No problem.
We're fine, thank you. Merry Christmas, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, sorry, I just want to really use the first time of doing a calling program. But I usually watch your program as well.
Thank you.
So just to thank you for the good work, and Dr. Katch is a big icon, and is always spot on, always saying the truth.
Thank you.
Yeah, so like the issue with Nigeria in all its ramification is very dicey. Yeah, the truth of the matter is that like we here in the US, we even feel the pinch more probably than some people there, because like everything that's happening there is just a scam. Nigeria is in fact, I just borrowed the words of Martin and Decaro. Nigeria has expired long ago, and of course, anything that's expired cannot function effectively. That is just the truth. Whether we like it or not, Nigeria has expired a long time ago. And whenever it's just like a medicine or any other product, whatever that has been expired cannot function effectively. So we are just messing around, deceiving ourselves. The only thing I am an advocate of, division. Nigeria has to, even if you become the president of whatever region we are, it's easy to understand that now you are messing up with your brothers and sisters. You know, people we call, and Nigeria is a talking country. People we just, wear starch brocade, very good cap, and just go to TV station to talk. And you know what I usually tell people? Every government official that come to compare themselves with America or Western world in other things, because I was listening to channels that Tatman or Taiwo, whatever, was talking about that they have to pass through.
You help me hurry up. There are over 100 people trying to call, so help me rush it so that we can also release Dr. Katch.
At the end of the day, that it happened in America, they don't want to emulate other things other Western worlds are doing. They take care of the welfare of the citizens, whether you are an immigrant or you are whatever. You know, so we can't just be talking, because even if we talk from now till Christ comes, it's still going to be the same. Anyways, I just want to appreciate you. Meanwhile, you say your birthday is coming on
1st of January.
So I just want to see if I can send it to you, because your mission is what is always here in my heart as well. So
stop it! I like it. Stop it! I like it. Thank you. Thank you so much.
For the work you are doing.
I appreciate you.
My wonderful greetings to our big daddy there, Dr. Katch.
Dr. Katch can hear you. Thank you so much. All right, let me speak to as many people as possible, then let Dr. Katch react to all of you at once. Make it, because if I say make it, they react to everyone. We'll not go here today. And I know that Dr. Katch, I don't know why you're not chop your own Christmas chicken. You need to go chop your chicken. We need to release you on time, sir. Hello, good evening and welcome, sir. What's your name and where are you calling from? Franklin, you're welcome, sir.
How are you?
I'm doing good, and thank you once again for what you did. It's been confirmed. Thank you so much.
Don't worry. It's okay.
Thank you. Go ahead. Merry Christmas to you, sir.
My regards to Dr. Katch.
In there for you. In there hear you.
Please tell Dr. Katch to go open a school now where you're going to be teaching all this history of Nigeria, especially.
Dr. Katch, they say may go open school by popular demand. He said that there's history deficit in Nigeria, so we need you.
I know that. I fought in the war. I was about 16, 17 years old in the war. I fought in the war. So I know what he's talking about.
All right, sir. So help us be quick with it so that we can talk to others.
All I want to say is Dr. Katch is talking the truth. Some people don't want to listen. Now that in Israel, the people are saying, why is Israel there? Don't you hear about the Jews for Christ? So some people will repent. So in Israel, there are a lot of Christian communities there to travel towards the Muslim communities. So they're not trying to whitewash it and say, what's the business of Israel? The same way they say, what's the business of Trump in Nigeria? And that's why Tinubu is sitting up now. First, Malami has to go. Okay. If Malami is still there, that means Tinubu is afraid of him. That's the bottom line.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you. All right, Nigerians, don't forget to like this post, like, share, make it reach as many people as possible. Very importantly, I beg now. You will support our ministry, make it move forward now. Yeah, make gonna go like and share and make many people for see within what they do. It is very important. So if you've not liked this post, I mean, we have over 700 people watching, and it's not fair that we have less than 100 and something likes. But now, make gonna go like and share and way more people for few watch. Let me get straight into the studio and see who can join us. Hello, good evening and welcome, sir.
Hello?
Yes, good evening and welcome, sir. Hello? Okay, all right. Let's see. T.Y. Danjuma, good evening, sir. T.Y., you go just give me break, make a talk to that Tony. Chicago, good evening. Welcome, sir. Merry Christmas. Now your hand up, you see that time, Abi? Now your hand up, you see that time? Huh? Okay. I want to know whether now your own hand, because I received something from a Tony. I wanted to know if it's you. No. Okay. All right then. All right. Thank you. We did fine. Merry Christmas, sir. Now New Year Day, yes, sir. Thank you. No, not a problem at all. Not a problem. Just go ahead and make your contribution. Dr. Katch, don't give me professorship. Not like Omar, his professor. Not like Omar, his professor.
Please, I want you to please support Obi, no matter whatever the man is facing. I know the issue Obi is going through. Like Obi rightly said, there's no other vehicle. But one thing I want you to do, not to be able to get under agreement with Atiku. That even if it would be a vice to Atiku, let him take care of the economic situation of Nigeria. Because if Atiku is not, let Obi rest. It's better to be rest than to contest under Atiku, and the government will mess up. That will be the messed up. So it's either you give it the authority, let him take charge of the economic situation so he can boost the economy under Atiku, which will be under him. Because if the government messed up, will be messed up. So please, before it's either, for me, it's either will be business agreement or he withdraw. He can wait till next time. He must not contest. He must not. It's not a must for him. He can withdraw and stay at home. That to go and spoil the name he has used all these years. Thank you so much for that.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Dr. Katch, you hear him. I don't say he go respond. They say make he try support will be because he need the support of all these northerners to also win election. Or at least if he go deputize Atiku, make Atiku make sure say that him will be go handle the economy. But make I talk to T.Y. Danjuma. You will respond to all those people at once. T.Y. Danjuma, good evening and welcome.
Good evening, Precious. Merry Christmas.
This one way cover your eye like this. Or the one.
Yes.
Merry Christmas to you. Welcome.
It's not just the sunglasses. It's also a phone and of stuff.
It's okay. I understand. I see the camera. Just go ahead.
Yeah. Thank you. Dr. Katch, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, my dear TY.
Thank you. I just want to bless your soul for keeping this part of those keeping this platform going. Thank you for all that you've been doing. God bless you. Thank you for being very frank and sincere with your views. Some may disagree with you, but just listening to you, I can see that it's one who is desperately in search for a solution for Nigeria. So I thank you and God bless you. And to my sister Precious,
thank you very much.
Yeah, to my sister Precious, you have a good soul. I also say God bless you. From January to December, you've been on this platform every day, not minding all the odds. So I thank you. I wish you well in the new year. And we'll talk again before your birthday.
Thank you.
So, and I want to thank everyone on the platform for sustaining this platform one way or the other. Thank you all. And I wish you Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, T.Y. Danjuma. Merry Christmas. Wishing you and yours all the best of the season. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. All right, let's speak to Dr. Deployer. Yeah, Dr. Deployer, good evening and welcome.
Yeah, good evening.
Your camera is burnt. We'll not go for you sideways to see you now. Try help us.
Sorry,
awesome.
I just came back from somewhere. I'm about to go to have my shower. So
sorry. But you wanted to talk to us, so just go ahead, sir.
Yeah, good evening, Precious, and Merry Christmas.
Thank you.
Good evening, Dr. Katch in the house. Merry Christmas as well to you.
He can hear you. Go ahead.
Yeah, mine is just a very quick one. Quick one. For the fact that for many years, the indigenous in Middle Belt have been pushed out of their villages and their lands anyway by these terrorists who were invited from Sahel, and then pushed, and then these Fulanis have taken those lands, built their thatch houses and whatever, occupying those places. Now that there is hope of, flushing these terrorists out of Nigeria as per se, so that peace can equally return. Is there the possibility that it should be in the front burner, whatever America is doing as regards to helping Nigeria returning these people back to their homeland should be a priority.
But that is part of the condition now. That is part of the condition, that people must be resettled back to their communities. And those people who occupy their communities should go.
Okay. Very, very important. And then the last one I wanted to contribute here is during the last election, 2023, I happened to call in a platform where Kwankwaso presented himself, and I spoke with him, and one of the questions I asked Kwankwaso then was, what exactly is he looking or wanting to get in Aso Rock when actually Buhari has destroyed Nigeria for 8 years? What is actually a northern person coming to speak?
And what did he respond to you?
To become a president. He responded without having anything to demonstrate that that question got to him the way I wanted it to get to. Because that question, I could equally repeat it to somebody like Atiku, somebody like, what do you call him, El-Rufai. Why are they always mixing up, causing confusion, bringing confusion? Are they telling Nigerians that after these 4 years now, that a Southerner will come and, be looking for a vote, wanting to be a president, and the Northerners will be happy? Is that what they are telling us? What is Atiku looking for? What is he searching for? And what is El-Rufai searching for? It's just causing confusion. Allowing people to suffer just to deliver Nigeria. If Peter Obi try, because all they are planning, like Dr. Katch said, I will just use 1 second to summarize it. All they are planning in that ADC or whatever they call that party is that they have infiltrated that party with this Fulani agenda. So that even if they agree that Peter Obi will be the presidential flag bearer or whatever, they will work against him behind the scenes. El-Rufai work against him, Atiku work against him all the way from Dubai. At the end of the day, they will still hand over the Nigeria to Tinubu. After Tinubu finish, he will hand it over back to Fulani. This is agreement he has signed with Buhari. And that is where Nigeria is in that hot pan, except if this American interest will be able to yield something to stop this caliphate from what they have planned against the people of Nigeria. That's the only way out. Thank you very much. I rest my case. God bless you.
Thank you so much. Let me just speak to the Barrys, and I let Dr. Katch react to everyone's contribution. Hello, the Barrys. Uga, Ododo said.
So, Merry Christmas to you and Dr. Katch. What a wonderful day. Thank God that we're still alive. We've seen another Christmas.
Thank God.
Yes, so Dr. Katch, I think a few people have kind of iterated on what I asked you last time about why is there a way you can establish a platform where you train people and pass down this rich history that you have? I am highly interested. I am well conscious enough, and I can relate with so many things you are talking about, especially when it comes to this history matter. But one thing I kind of, I won't say disagree, but my understanding is different about how this monotheism and polytheism came about. I think from what my studies, that Aktanta Dia was the one that brought together or brought an idea of monotheism. Other than that, it was polytheism, where everybody was practicing their different gods and different beliefs, the god of the water, the god of the sea, the gods of this and that. And then he came up and said, hey, listen, in order to control, we must have one God. And that's how this issue of one God came about. That was my understanding. I may be wrong, but that was my understanding, and that's what I still study till this day. How did this came about? Because from my place, our God is a female, Kawabari, meaning a God is a mother. And we have that. Why some people think God is a he, which is a male. And as a Catholic, you know, Mary is one of their, what they believe, the mother of Christ. Well, that's on that side. Precious. I'm wanting if Dr. Katch can just throw some light on this Wike's whole political scenario, what's going on, everything. You see our senatorial, the person from our senatorial district, Baron Piggy, they came the other day, and he's finally moved to APC. So where is the Winke? If Dr. Katch probably have an idea, where is Winke's faith in all this now that the PDP is almost gone? Is he going to APC or ADP or whatever the case may be? So I said, let me just and share that a bit, because I know today you have a lot and you've been up this while. So I want to extend my gratitude and all that you've done. Maybe I don't know. I might reach back again before your birthday. Who knows? We'll just keep working hard and keep praying. All right. So good luck and yeah, congratulations again. Thank you so much for holding us.
Appreciate you.
Yes.
Thank you. All right, sir. So I wasn't supposed to take more calls, but you are my last caller. Let me just let you chime in very quickly. Welcome. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Help me go straight to the point, sir.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening, sir. Welcome, sir.
Okay. Two questions. One question I want to ask you.
Okay.
In that DMOB meeting they went, are they still discussing in Nigeria, or are they discussing self-determination for the Igbos? That's one question.
Okay.
And second, would it be possible to get his contact or some kind of email to answer the question why Ubichi asked about why UTMF and some of these
Thank you. All right. Thank you so much. All right, sir. Okay, so Dr. Katch, the last caller did ask a question. He said the MOB meeting that you people attended, that was a discussion around Nigeria and how the Igbos can be integrated into Nigerian politics better, or is it about disintegration of Igbo?
No. The MOB meeting was primarily for Senator Mbata to give us an account of his stewardship since he was elected. Okay. He gave us an account. Okay. And we also saw a new Ohanese constitution. And we also saw how he has been very maturely handling the attempt by Dave Omahe to use Isiguzoro to undermine Ohanese. No, Isiguzoro is not Ohanese. Every time Dave Omahe would tell him, he just say, that Ohanese said this, Ohanese has adopted.
And they be, I don't know who they give Isiguzoro money, because they do a lot of media rounds.
So those things are not.
I be the talk. I don't know who they give Isiguzoro money, because it goes to the media a lot. Media they carry his story a lot.
Yeah. Don't also forget, Omahi's money gets to some people in the media who every time when the money is given to them, they will quote, even though they know that Isiguzoro and Chidibe are not leaders of Ohanese. But that also tells you how the brand envelope journalism has undermined Nigeria. That's also how they were able to keep quiet while the Fulani killings were going on. So these things it's permeated our space. Nigeria is in trouble. So that's one. Okay. The gentleman before this talked about monotheism.
Yes.
Monotheism was an African concept mandated by Pharaoh Akhenaten. It was Akhenaten who now put everything together to talk about the belief in one God. So even before then, don't forget, this was up to from the 12th to the 14th dynastic period, well before the Europeans came to Africa with the Greek conquest and the Roman conquest later on. All those things, Africa have been set. The pyramids have all been built. And so that's why I say the foundations of monotheism were all taken from Africa. And those foundations are the foundations that Judaism and Christianity and Islam was built upon. All those came from Africa. And just as you saw, the differences, there's no difference. You see the Torah, you have also the Old Testament playing similarities with the Quran. So these things do not
have differences. What we now have across the world is in interpretations. And that's why you see interpretations by sometimes misguided people who use pulpits to preach hate. That's what we are. The original African man and his spirituality believes in live and let live. But it is when people from other areas now use this spirituality to actually conquer land. And that's why you see the Israelis say the same thing that we, the Igbos, say. You know, yes, the Romans came, the Greeks came, but it was only when the Arabs came that they started ethnic cleansings, just as the Fulanis are doing. And that's wrong. So we've seen it today. I want to tell you, Nigeria will be good. I am a very optimistic person. Like Nigeria, the Americans have suggested the removal of Sharia. If the Fulani are so desired of Sharia, there's nothing wrong. We can create 4, autonomous states. One in the far north where they can stay, do Sharia, and hold the people.
And then what will become of the Christian community in that place? When you talk, say they then get more Christians. What will happen to them?
No, the Christians are in the middle belt.
Okay.
The Christians are in the middle belt.
Yeah, but you've been talking, say even the core north still get a lot of Christians.
The core north has Christians, that is true. But then those Christians can be moved in by their demands from southern Jigawa, southern Borno, to southern Kaduna, southern Gombe, southern Bauchi. They can come downstairs and join the middle. They are the middle belt. You know, the geopolitical assignments does not end there. Those are just arrangements we have taken now, as we have done democracy. Just like the states, they were created by the soldiers. They do not lay permanent borders. No, it's just like the way Igbo land was so divided, just like you. It was in Doki. And you were put into about 4 different places.
Yes, about
you were there in
3 different
Afam.
states.
Yeah, of course, you were there in Afam.
Or in Akwa Ibom, Rivers, and Abia states.
You are in Akwa Ibom, in Owakem. You are there in Abia, in Azumini. Your blue waters shows the depth of that water. The blueness is the depth of the water. Your place is deeper than most places you see with very dirty water, and you have direct access to the Atlantic Ocean. You're not landlocked, no, you're land linked. So forget the stories that we are good. You are also there in Obibo, and you see, so you are in Obibo, you are in Afam, you are in Wakem, you are in Azumini, you are in everywhere. So those are impressions by the Nigerian state trying to do their fraud as advised by the British. But of course, you can see now we are in the period of awareness and awakening. That's why you're seeing us now beginning to speak this kind of thing. Look at Rivers State, where your people are so in. Rivers, the whole of Rivers, except the Ogoni, were all part of the Aro Confederacy. The Ogoni came from Bakongo and were kept in their present position after the Emancipation Proclamation. And that's the truth, okay? The Ogoni did not participate in the Aro Confederacy. They came from Bakongo. They were left in their present position after the Emancipation Proclamation. And you know what that means? So we are unique, and our history cannot be forgotten. And that's why you see everywhere where you saw the Aro Confederacy take place, the market days are still Afo, Nko, Eke, Oriege. And the places where the influences do stay is Afo, Nko, Eke, Oriege. Never mind all the stories you hear and people trying to change things. The Nigerian state can't tell me who I am. Don't forget, if you look at the map, when Azigboro demanded for his own area, you can see the areas now the zone are claimed in the River State were never in Azigboro's map. So that's just to tell you, Azigboro's map stopped around the Calabari area, never Opopo. Opopo is an Igbo speaking. Opopo speaks better Igbo than Ebonyi people. Opopo speaks
the Ebonyi Igbo is so confusing. I don't even know. The Ebonyi Igbo is so different.
because Opopo is the last community to be created in Rivers State. It was created after Jua Jua Mabu, which was later called Jaja. His name is Jua Jua Mabu. His real name is Uzurumba Mbanaso. He's from Umudroha. His mother came from Umuchoke in Umukorofo in Amigo. Okay? And he was sold to slavery by slave traders from Unkwere. So this is how who established Opopo. And the other people that are not speaking Igbo are the Nkoro people who are there in Opopo. They speak the Faki. And that shows you the relationship under the Aro Confederacy.
And that language almost sounds like that of some parts of Cross River states. You know, the sheer border, the Nkoro.
Yes, they came from, those people came from the areas of the old southeastern state, which you find Cross River and Akwa Ibom. Don't forget, under the Aro Confederacy, it was the Bibio. It was also the Bibio who owned the original Aro Chukwu that was taken off them from Aro people during the Abam Wars. And that's why the historical closest cousins of Igbos in Nigeria through history are the Bibio people. That's why you see the name you call Agbabio is a dialectic change of the Igbo name Okpabi. And that talks about the Ubinu Okpabi. You remember the Aro Long Juju? So you now see people in Akwa Ibom be Agbabio, but you now see people in Onitsha be Okpabi, like Okpabi Asika, and then the other Igbo. So that's who we are. Nothing has changed. It's the Nigerian state trying to play their acrobatics and their magic. It's not, as I said before, I restate, the Ogoni are the only people in today's River State. Actually, nobody, as I speak to you, in River State today can read the Nembe Bible. None can read the Bible. You see that? No human being today, none of the ethnicities in River State today can read the Ezon Nembe Bible. So why would the Ezon want? Because they were promised by the Nigerian state. If you fight on the side of the Nigerian state on the Civil War, we will give you Igbo on Port Harcourt. And that's the same mistake, as I pointed out, that the Fulani tried to deceive the Yorubas into, to do Igbo voter suppression and to start taking Igbo houses. And suddenly start knocking down Igbo houses. All they do is, like they misled the Izo to take Igbo houses, to do abandoned property, which the query they didn't participate in. That created discord in the East. They also now want to create bad blood in the South by dividing the Igbo away from the Yoruba, by encouraging the Yoruba under Buhari's rule to do voter suppression, and now to see them start, okay, just after doing all those knocking down of Igbo houses, Christian houses, what happened? You see now Tinubu turning back to try to work with the Igbos, appointing Hopuzodema as his campaign supremo. Don't you see that? The same Fulani they were deceiving him, haven't they abandoned him? Good. So let us look to the future. Let us see what tomorrow brings. I'm willing to forgive my brother who made a mistake out of ignorance and put my sights on tomorrow's unity and conquest that could lead us to greater freedoms. So as far as I'm concerned, I want to tell Nigerians not to despair. Despair is not an option. We're great people. There's a reason why God put us together. But we need to find a way not to think to separate ourselves, no, but to remove the bad thing that undermines our progress, and that is the Fulani. The Hausa man is not our problem. The Muslims in the north are not our problem. The Fulani is a problem of everybody. You can see that. I've been saying this for over 12 years, and now the Americans have come to validate those assertions. So let us remove that bad thing that people see inside the chicken that they bought for Christmas before you eat the chicken. You know, no matter if you buy goat or chicken, there is something you must remove from inside it before you eat it. And that thing is the Fulani. You remove it and you can fix Nigeria. I think Nigeria is doable. I believe so. I believe so. And I don't want people to give up hope. I think Nigeria is a beautiful country. I think we can repair it. The problem we have is just the Fulani who seeks to appropriate Nigeria, who seek Nigeria on their own time. Because the British left, after the Portuguese has left, they now think they can take Nigeria. And when we say no, they start this genocidal, ethnic cleansing movement that kills our people just in intentions towards taking our land and appropriating it for themselves. Thank God the world is now interested in what's going on in Nigeria. Let the Americans, the Israelis, and everyone else put their eyes in Nigeria. Let us correct Nigeria. Nigeria is salvageable. I believe so. We're rich. Look at the East. Lands sitting over hydrocarbon strengths. That's what it is. They have bitumen over ebony with the gas there. They have gas and oil in places like Akwa Ibom. Massive. In also places like Abia. Look at that. Places like you have Imo, with the largest gas occurrence in Africa at Asan North. We have beautiful access to the ocean from Azumini. Just look at that. It's great water. The blue water talks about the depth. It is the depth of the water that shows the blue at Azumini. And they tell you you're landlocked. You're not landlocked. You're landlinked. You're landlinked. Let us put our thoughts towards tomorrow and walk towards advantage. It shall be good for everybody. You know, I just think we can forgive the past and then look at how we've done well in investing in education. Right. If the Fulani, these people are nothing. We'll get there tomorrow.
Thank you.
Nigeria is salvageable.
Thank you. Thank you so immensely, Dr. Katch. It's always a pleasure to be with you and to have you educate us on some things you will not sabi, especially as it gets to do with history. We will need to study again for inside our schools. We appreciate you like everyone. Don't talk here. Next time we'll go see again, go be New Year. And I can't wait to have you join us on 1st of January. Let's begin the year with a bang. And then perhaps we'll just take a bit of retrospect, you know, of the things that happened in the last year and then merge it with whatever developing stories and new stories I would have for the new year. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us. Your reward there on earth, you know, day for heaven. That Dom Perignon where you drink, eh? One day, when I grew up, I go buy you Dom Perignon.
Don't worry, I have a lot in my showcase. I keep them there and bring them once in a while to celebrate.
Thank you.
It's good. They're fine. There's nothing wrong about that.
Thank you.
Just keep hope alive. I believe Nigeria will be good.
Thank you.
In either partition into 4 or as a whole. But as I said earlier, those who went to markets to buy goods or buy chicken, they know when they slaughter the chicken, there is something they remove from inside before they eat it. So the problem we have in our country is those who seek to kill us in intentions to take our country, take our lands, and appropriate it to themselves. They are the evil. They are the evil.
Thank you.
They are the evil ones.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Do enjoy the rest of your Christmas holiday. I'm wishing you all the best, sir.
Thank you very much. Merry Christmas to everybody.
Merry Christmas to you and yours too. Thank you so much. Good night and God bless you, sir.
Okay.
Thank you, sir. Bye. All right, Nigeria, that's the size of our package. I'd like to say a big thank you to everyone. I saw someone send something through Paystack and I saw another thing again. I'm not going to fit and I'm not too much. Why are they do like this now? You guys are just making baby girl just shy. You guys are just embarrassing me with too much love. Thank you so much. It didn't come with a name, but I saw your Paystack and I also saw your Samuel. I just like to acknowledge all of you and that I see what you're doing and I appreciate you a great deal. Thank you so immensely. Let's do this again tomorrow with Mr. Francis Chilaka and then again on Saturday, again on Sunday. Let's just continue doing this. I love you guys so deeply. Protect your mental health. Enjoy your Christmas. Enjoy your holiday, please. Not let Nigerian problems stop you from enjoying your holiday. I beg. As you worry about Nigeria, keep the worry aside sometimes. Make you enjoy yourself because he who worries about Nigeria and runs away, leaves to worry another day ahead, because Nigeria maternity end until we drive this country to that point where we won't see them. Merry Christmas to everyone who's joined us. Thank you so much for being part of the show. I'll see you guys again tomorrow. But if you've not liked this post, please ensure you like, share, and make sure it gets to as many people as possible. For now, good night and God bless you. Thank you so much.